Welcome to the Miskatonic Playhouse and the new Matinée feed. My name is John Hedge. I am your keeper of Arcane lore this evening. We will be playing Saturday the 14th by Sabrina Haenze, which was one of our 2 gold winners at the Miskatonic Playhouse storytelling competition. We're really excited to be playing Saturday the 14th tonight. We also have another gold winner, which was the Antediluvians by Tiffany Funk, which you should totally check out on Drive Through RPG. We were so impressed by these 2 scenarios. We're really looking forward to bringing you this new format, which is an audio-only format for the Miskatonic Playhouse, which is aimed at allowing us to produce something nice and simple so we can start producing more and more actual plays of the Miskatonic repository scenarios. With me tonight, I have 4 intrepid adventurers who are set on going through Saturday the 14th with me. Before we start, there are people at the table who I haven't played with before, so I'm going to quickly do some X-card rules with them all, because this is a horror scenario. This is also a thriller. So there are a number of themes, both of violence and gore, which can be quite upsetting, but there's also some themes of a sexual nature and some other slightly disturbing imagery throughout. If anyone finds something really disturbing, you have a couple of options. You can either directly message me, you can message an X into the feed discussion group, or you can just hold your hands up like this. What I'll then do is bring the scene to a close as fast as possible, and we'll just move on. Anyone can use that at any time, no judgment attached. Okay, with that done and finished, I'd like to introduce you to our players for the evening. We're going to start with Newman.
Hello, I am T.A. Newman, the other host of the Miskatonic Playhouse, and I am delighted to be playing Irina's winning scenario. Can't wait. Fantastic.
And Lydia.
Hi everybody, I'm Lydia, and I'm really excited to be here. Looking forward to some gruesome fun.
Charles.
Hi, I'm Mathe-Dumain, and I'm really glad to be here tonight. Let's hope that we are not all gonna die.
And Heinrich.
Greetings, I'm Heinrich Moore, and I am looking forward to hiding in the basement and or attic.
Both at the same time.
Brilliant. And the 4 of you are already acquainted, and you are in fact a police team who work in the local Maine area in North America. And you are driving to, I guess, just another job. You've heard that there has been some kind of mass murder event at Camp Shady Pines. It's this little out-of-the-way, brand new summer camp. But reports come in of people torn apart, bodies everywhere. Apparently there was a survivor, and you are driving along, heading out of the big city, out towards this remote little place. Now, first of all, who is driving?
I will probably be driving, if that's fine with you.
Excellent. So, Leroy, Sergeant Leroy, you're driving. Would you like to introduce us to Leroy?
Yeah, of course. I mean, trying to be on duty, of course. I'm used to be behind a desk, and right now I'm being sent with those ass hats, but I'm trying to do my best. I'm 55, and I'm 2 months away from retirement. I want things to get done. I'm a simple man with simple pleasures, and I just want things to be easy.
And sitting beside him riding shotgun is Detective Walker.
Detective Walker is he's wearing a very plain grey suit, white shirt, black tie, standard kind of attire, and he is sitting there window down, and he's basically chain smoking the whole time, and you can just see him kind of staring out into the distance. He's aware of everybody else, aware of any conversation that's going on, but he just has this kind of distant stare, like a very, very focused man, like he's running case details in his mind as they travel.
And of course, they brought some experts with them. Sitting in the back is Dr. Jamison.
Dr. Dolores Jamison, and she is doing the crossword as we're driving along. She's quite a quiet person. She's not really a people person so much. She thinks the dead are far more important than the living, far more interesting than the living too. She's a medical examiner. And she's just sitting there, and then suddenly she'll just say out of the middle of nowhere, "Do you know that a corpse's eyes can change colour up to 72 hours after death?" Seriously, they have blue eyes, they can turn brown. And then she just goes back to her crossword like nothing has actually happened.
And finally, Technician Branson.
I am Technician Branson. I am in my mid-20s. I have my whole life ahead of me. I've got short brown hair cut in a crew cut. I am Dr. Jamison's assistant on the scene, and very excited to learn from her and to do some good. And as I am sitting in the back, you know, you've heard of people who sort of look a bit dour when they're just being ignored or not thinking about anything in particular. Well, Technician Branson is not like that. He's got a smile, the sunlight is shining on him, and he is just enjoying the day.
What a team.
Excellent. And Sergeant Leroy, as you make your way down this beautiful, idyllic country road, Any Way You Want It by Journey is playing. It is 1980. It is the bang-on best time for music ever. The songs that are coming out right now are amazing. The radio is just blaring out as your window is rolled down. The sun is nice and high. It's just, it couldn't be a more perfect midsummer's day.
Is it the morning? Is it the afternoon?
It's just gone midday.
Yeah.
So the sun is high up. It is, it's just getting warm. It's hot, but it's not uncomfortable quite yet, although it's looking like it might get that way later. Perfect, you might say.
Well, it's such a good drive. I mean, I know it's going to get ruined at some point, but right now, what a pleasure.
Walker's going to start tapping out the tune on the dashboard with his free hand and just kind of gently humming to himself. And he only takes a break to take a drag on his cigarette and then just jumps straight back in.
Technician Branson is going to ruin the mood by then humming too audibly, and then probably, in so doing, discourage Detective Walker.
Branson, you all right back there?
Couldn't be better, sir.
You were making some strange noises. Just thought I'd check in, make sure you're okay.
Oh, I was backing you up, Detective.
Oh, is that what that was? Interesting.
Yeah, that's what it was. And you ruined it, Detective.
Well,
We were having a moment, Detective.
uh-huh. Yeah, well, hey, you call it a moment. I call it a situation.
Yeah, a situation, of course. Yeah, right. Branson, are you staying, like, indefinitely?
Oh, I should be so lucky.
Yeah, right. I mean, but you could move somewhere else.
Lot of people
Outside
do,
of
Branson.
Maine.
Wow, gosh, I never thought about that.
Oh, Sergeant's right.
You will.
And as you pull the old...
There was just a collective silence. Collective silence then when there's the you will. All three of us just kind of went, It was, yeah.
And Branson's just smiling. It just goes right over his head.
And as you pull the police car into this dusty little parking lot, there is this very classic-looking American summer camp. All of the buildings are made out of logs. There's a big building kind of right out in front of you that looks like the main house. And then there's a number of cabins. There's about 4 cabins on either side of it. Some that are painted bright baby blue, some that are painted bright baby pink. And at the far end, there's another building that looks like it's maybe some showers or something. And the far end, there is a lake. As you pull up into the entrance, there is an old beat-up pickup truck parked outside of it, as well as a police car. And there is a man standing outside of the building. He's very old, sort of octogenarian, and he is just sweeping. And he looks up as you arrive.
Well, detective, I guess it's your job to talk to that man and be as polite as you can be.
Okay, I got you, Sergeant. Hey there. I'll just get out of the car as I get out and then light up another cigarette as I throw one on the floor.
The old man sort of looks at you and he says, I told them, but they don't listen. I told them, what can I say, you know? Don't go building no holiday camp on ancient ground, you know?
Yeah, you know, that's great. Hey, just, what was your name? Sorry, sir.
I'm Lenny, the caretaker here.
Lenny the caretaker. Good to meet you, Lenny. I'm Detective Walker. How about you just run me through everything you know, start to finish? We'll see what we can get, and maybe there'll be some questions at the end.
Yeah, sure. Well, this is Shady Pines, brand new summer camp. The group arrived just the other day in order to get ready for their first influx of young people. But, well, they were all killed. See, this place is cursed, you know. Deeply, deeply cursed. One young girl survived. She's back in the main house with some psychiatrist from down in the city. And the sheriff's around somewhere, you know, finding clues.
I'm getting out of the car. I'm just shouting. I'm not getting close. I'm just shouting. So you're still alive as well? Did you survive that?
Oh, I wasn't here last night. I went down to town.
And is there anyone who can, testify about it?
Well, I got drunk in the bar. Sheriff took my keys. Didn't let me drive home. So, I guess he could.
That's perfect. Perfect, Lenny. Perfect. Nothing to see here. And I get back inside the car.
There is a flash and a click, followed by the sound of a photo being excluded from a Polaroid camera as Detective Branson... Detective, I'm going to keep calling him Detective Branson. Technician Branson tells you how he thinks about himself. Takes the first picture of Shady Pines summer camp and makes a flapping noise as he smacks the Polaroid into the wind.
Branson, did you just take a picture of Dr. Jamison right now?
No, of the camp, Sergeant.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
I wouldn't mind a picture. We can put it on the corkboard in the lab.
What a great idea.
Precious memories.
Click. There goes another picture.
Lenny, be prepared, Lenny, for a few pictures. Can I just ask you? You said that the group arrived the other day in preparation. So this is the staff. This is the camp staff. This is not the kids that have come here to stay. This is I don't know what do you call them?
Guidance counselors.
Guidance counselors. So we're talking, when we're here talking about the fatalities, we're talking about the guidance counselors, yeah?
Yeah, there was about a dozen of them.
About a dozen.
Well, it was.
Uh-huh. Do we have a register? Do we have employment records? Is there a list of names I can have?
Probably, yeah. Best ask the sheriff or someone.
Uh-huh. But you say the sheriff's not around here at the moment. He's elsewhere.
I'm sure if you holler, you can find him.
I'm going to go a bit quieter and say, you mentioned curse, the building on Did you say ancient land, burial land?
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that for me? Like, what we talking prehistoric? We talking last week? What does ancient mean to you, Lenny?
I'll take a persuade roll for that one.
Okay.
First roll.
Ooh, and this is where I die.
No pressure, Newman.
So, okay, we're looking to beat 55. Oh, 59. But do you know what? I'm going to use some luck because I don't think we're going to need it later in the game. So I'm going to use it now because I feel like it's just cash I can just throw away. So I'm going to use some luck.
It's very sensible.
I'm going to use 4 luck, which takes me down to
Rich bastard.
which takes me down to 61 luck, and that makes that just a success.
Well, don't know the details, but this was an old native indigenous place of worship, I think. Long time ago, the natives said, you don't build here. You don't do nothing here. Definitely don't build a holiday home here. But I told them, but they don't listen, do they? And this is what they get for their folly.
Who is they? They said don't build here. They said don't build a holiday home here. They said the old native indigenous people. Are they near?
I mean, the place is owned by a man and woman named Adam and Mary Vargas. Or was, I guess. They're dead now. But I told them, this is a bad idea.
Are they amongst the people who died last night?
That they are, ma'am.
And you said about a dozen fatalities, yeah?
Well, I wouldn't want to count. What with there being body parts everywhere.
Everywhere? What do you mean by everywhere? Can
I
we just
invite you to have a look around, good sir.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. But didn't we say there was only one killer? Only one guy? Only killed like a dozen.
I don't know. You should probably ask the girl upstairs. She might tell you.
And this is the young girl that survived.
Yeah, she's upstairs with a counselor of some kind, like a doctor.
Well, thank you, Lenny. We have many questions for her, I guess.
Lenny, don't go nowhere. You stick around, yeah?
I'll either be here sweeping, or I'll be in town drinking.
A simple man. Yeah, great, perfect, amazing.
Sarge, what do you
should we
do
just
here?
go ahead and talk to this girl?
We all want to go together? I mean, we could all break up, divide and conquer, Sarge, get this job done a bit quicker. There's a lot to do.
Well, I mean, Branson and Doctor, if you don't mind, you could go and see the body parts, I guess.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's do that, Doctor.
Unless you want me to go
Absolutely.
with you, but if you don't need me, I could just go with Detective Walker and just watch him being like a goody two shoes and talk to everybody.
Well, I guess an extra pair of hands could come in handy. Huh? Handy? Do you see what I did there? See?
Yeah, right.
I'm trying. They're saying that the Internal Affairs says I need to be more personable with you
Doctor,
all.
It's not all they
I
said.
was trying.
Doctor, did you just ask me to come so I could carry body parts?
Maybe.
I'm not touching a dead body today. I'm going with Detective.
Come on, Sarge.
Some people just don't have the stomach for this kind of work, technician. You and me.
It's a
We're
real
on
shame,
this.
Doctor. A real shame. But don't you worry, I'll carry all the body parts you need.
And I appreciate that.
Speaking of, Doc and Technician, as you do wander around the main building, lying pretty much in the middle of the open space is just an arm. Cut off just sort of above the elbow. It's a fairly impressive, very clean cut. And there's just like a trail of blood leading into what appears to be the girls' side of the camp.
And it's just an arm. There's nothing else around there. No other body parts, just that one arm. Okay.
It's a trail of blood leading towards the girls'
Okay.
walkers.
Technician, we're going to want some gloves. We're going to want some shoe covers. You know what to do.
I imagine we see a little short montage of Technician Branson like putting down evidence bags and boxes, opening stuff up, the latex or other
Goes
rubber
slap.
snaps
Yeah.
onto his hands. We see the flash of the Polaroid as another picture exudes from the camera. And then lastly, Technician Branson plants a tiny flag number 1 by the arm.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Let's go inside to the police officers. Detective Walker, Sergeant Leroy, as you head inside the building, it is chaos in here. It's a 2-story building, with the first floor as you walk in being a sort of entrance living space, but there is just gore everywhere. There is dismembered bodies, there's heads, there's stuff hanging in antlers. The walls are covered with posters. There's an old Empire Strikes Back poster on the wall, but it's just covered in a spray of blood. And the steps leading upstairs are in this open area in the front, and they're just like, there's blood, just everywhere, like body parts and viscera.
Oh,
It's
shit.
horrifying. Can I have a sand roll from both of you?
Bloody hell.
Literally, Sarge, literally.
I may have a 99 on my hands.
I have a 52 out of
Okay.
55.
Okay, so it'll be... I'm going to give you a D2 here, Leroy.
Yeah, right.
So that is just 1 sand loss.
Good.
99 isn't a fumble, I think, unless your power's under 50, which I don't believe it is.
Well, my sanity is only 45.
That is a fumble. Luckily, you lose 2 sand. You are a fairly... so you're a fairly experienced police officer. You have seen death before, but just the scale of this really throws you. And you take a couple of steps back again, and then you just murmur to yourself, 2 months from retirement, 2 months, just 2 months, just 2 more months, 8 weeks, 3 days. 8 weeks, 3 days. 8
It
weeks, 3
does
days.
smell like shit. Detective, let's move on, please. I don't want to see that.
Sarge, okay. Hey, yeah. What were you saying? You were looking up at the Star Wars poster and mumbling to yourself. Did you see? You saw it? You
nothing.
saw it?
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't see that movie.
Oh.
Let's just talk to the girl and get out.
Okay.
Thanks, Walker. Thanks.
I'll let the sergeant go up first and just kind of have a little look behind, see if there's anything that kind of spooked him, like whether he saw anything specifically. But I'm guessing he didn't. It was the whole scene.
However, while you look around, I will give you a spot hidden.
Oh, this is okay. This is a good one.
Ooh, spooky spot hidden.
Yeah, oh my god, I just keep rolling 50s. 51 under 70.
Excellent. So, you again are a fairly experienced police officer. You've seen your fair share of crime scenes and blood. This one is exceptional in that there are more arterial sprays here than you've ever seen before. And that would only really happen if there was fairly clean cuts. So whatever is going on here, just the blood pattern tells you that someone was slicing in some way. So someone has cut arms off. You'd have to be very big and powerful with some pretty amazingly sharp implement to really be able to do that. It's not something that a normal person could do. You're thinking like sharp swords, maybe, or major blades, but whatever it is, you're fairly certain already you're looking for a big, powerful man. This is not something a smaller person could really achieve.
Okay, I'll I've kind of got a little standard notebook, and I begin just kind of jotting all this down in the notebook, just making a note of all of these things that are just things that occur to me as we go through. But then I'll follow the sergeant up, just casually with a cigarette, just kind of hanging in my mouth as we go up.
Yes, and as you make your way upstairs, there's sort of 4 rooms off this balcony. Each one appears to be a bedroom, and one of them appears to be mostly untouched. And in that room is a small, fairly pretty-looking, under the muck, blonde girl who's sitting there clutching her knees, mumbling to herself. And standing above her is a slightly older lady, maybe in her mid-40s, who is wearing a doctor's coat. And she looks up as you come in and says, "Ah, you must be the detectives."
Yeah, right, and you must be the shrink, right?
I'm Dr. Pennyworth, yes. Well, this is Shelley Peters. Shelley, can you say hi? And Shelley's just sitting there.
Miss Peters?
This came from the lake. Don't. Yes.
Miss Peters, are you all right?
The poor thing. She survived. We found her down by the lakeside, holding of all things a bloody axe.
Oh.
And she was mumbling to herself, and she was the only survivor. Can you believe it? Gotta get away.
I'm going to write in my notepad, just only survivor, ? Bloody axe, ! And just casually just turn it towards the sergeant.
I'll just shrug it off. Miss Peters, I'm so sorry that we have to annoy you with this, but it is urgent and we need to do things as quick as we can before the rain, before, people come. We just want a little bit of your time.
Don't look it in the eyes. Don't look it in the eyes.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking into your eyes, Miss. Says no problems. I mean, can you tell me about what did happen that night?
Give me a persuade roll. Felt like a persuade.
So up. Okay, so I may have rolled a 100. Are you gonna tell me about it? Yes or no?
Oh, Sarge.
She's going to grab your arm, and her fingers are going to just bite into your flesh, just gripping, drawing blood as she looks up at you, and she screams in your face, "It came from the lake, but it had no eyes. I had to get away. Oh my God. Ah. And then she just curls up into a little ball, and she stops paying any attention to you whatsoever. Sergeant, you're going to take 1d4 damage as she tears chunks out of your arm. 4. She is pulling literal flesh from your arm. You are bleeding heavily from this wound as she grabbed it and just dug in and yanked on it.
Bloody fucking hell! Detective, just keep going. I'm gonna try to find something. Just like...
Doctor.
No. You have to look. You upset her. Look, she's very traumatized. She's seen the death of many people. You can't come in asking such aggressive questions.
Don't you realize it's our bloody job?
Sergeant, give me a minute. Doctor, Shelley, it's okay. We are here to talk to you. We believe you. We are here to find out what happened. And as upsetting as it may be, Shelley, we not maybe right now, but we need you to tell us so we can make sure that nobody else falls foul to this thing that came from the lake. No eyes. Now, I know this is disturbing. I know this is challenging. I know this can be a difficult situation, Shelley, but my word, you are so brave and you have been through so much. The sergeant and I...
So,
yeah.
Shelley Peters is a little ball and is not responding, has gone completely comatose. But as you say that, the doctor sighs. Well, I have managed to piece together some notes from what she has told me so far, which might be of use to you, but I don't think we're going to get anything more out of the poor girl.
Oh, please, Doctor.
It would be amazing.
So it looks like Shelley was one of the new camp guidance counselors. There seems to have been around about a dozen or so of them who had come, I'm not entirely sure. And they weren't expecting the children for a few nights, and so they were just enjoying themselves here at the camp. And they heard odd noises coming from outside. Shelley went out to investigate and found some of her friends dead. Slowly, she became more and more certain that someone was around. She came back into the building and there was more people dead, and she grabbed an axe and she began trying to figure out whoever it was before managing somehow to bravely either fight it off or, I'm not entirely sure at this point, but get it away from the camp. And we found her early this morning sitting by the lake.
The axe. It was bloody?
I think it's downstairs if you'd like to look at it.
Yeah, we're certainly gonna do that. Thank you so much, Doc.
Okay, and let's switch around now to the doc and the technician, who are busily exploring the cabins. So, first of all, you've kind of gone down to the closest cabins to you, which is the girls' cabins, which is where this little bloodstream has come out from. And as you do, a man in a flat, sort of forest green hat approaches you. He's got a badge on, and he says, good afternoon. I'm Sheriff Miller. You'll be the forensics team?
Yes, indeed. I'm Dr. Dolores Jamison. Pleasure to meet you, Sheriff.
Dr. Jamison, it is a pleasure to get an expert out here. I apologize for the circumstances.
Not a problem. And this is my assistant, Technician Branson.
Technician.
At your service. And I extend my hand, even though it's probably not in a shape where it should be shook.
He looks at your hand, which has literal viscera sort of coming off of it, and he sort of nods. Well, I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but there's somewhere in the region of a half dozen to a dozen bodies. Some of them are in there, and there's some more down in the boys' cabins, as well as up in the main house. My deputy is somewhere nearby. I think she's found a lead in the woods, and she's following that up. Just trying to track what kind of person could have done all of this. Anything you have could be really helpful.
Well, we've found an arm so far. Initially, very sharp weapon, a very clean cut. We're looking at, I don't know, maybe a machete, maybe an axe, maybe a sword, something along those lines. Any more body parts outside of the cabins that you're aware of?
There was a blood trail leading into the woods. That's where my deputy's gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we've finished in the cabins, maybe we'll follow up there.
At that very moment, you hear a scream coming from the direction in which the sheriff was pointing.
Do we all hear the scream?
No, just those outside. It's coming from the woods. The sheriff sort of looks, says, "That's where my deputy is!" And he begins rushing off towards them.
I will start running after the sheriff, and I'll say, "Come on, Doctor, maybe there'll be more corpses."
You know the way to her heart, clearly.
We've got a professional
her
working
well.
relationship.
Absolutely. This is how to manage her. And so she follows.
Yeah, you tear through the woods and you come into a clearing not far from Shady Pines where the sheriff is standing looking at this young-looking deputy, and there's a tree branch sticking out of the middle of their chest. They've been impaled on this thing, and they're trying to, breathe, and just the last... can I have sanity rolls from you both?
That was a 41 against 55. She's fine.
You're still going to lose one
worse.
san,
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah,
She doesn't do nature. It's not the death, it's the tree. That's the problem.
I maintain my demeanor pretty well with a 6%, and maybe just open my mouth, close it, think for a moment, and then say, "I think we're going to need more small flags."
The sheriff has sort of dropped to his knees in front of you, just looking at his deputies that take their last breath.
Try and help me hold him up. I'm just going to see if we can manage to prolong his last moments at all, just to ask what's gone on there. Or is he completely dead?
Ooh, I'll take a medicine check.
Okay. So we are looking... What have I got for medicine? 75. Yes, 56. Normal pass.
As you manage to just hold them up and just keep a little bit of pressure on the chest, the deputy goes, "It had no eyes."
No eyes. What did he mean? No eyes.
Flash. As another Polaroid excludes.
Right.
Okay.
So, let's talk to the police officers. Walker, you have left Shelley and the dock, and you are heading back out into this main building. What's your first move?
Am I with the sergeant?
You are.
I suppose as we're walking down, it's going to be, just as we're kind of having a bit of casual chat, it's going to be looking not just at the body parts, but looking almost at the significance of action. So that body part was there because that arterial spray was there. It's about following the kind of the trail of what's going on. But just to be a casual chatter.
Yeah, of course, detective, we could do that, but that's kind of the job of Doc on Branson, isn't it?
Well, hey, we're not going to see any more murders here. What has happened has happened. We're here to, I suppose, pick up the pieces. I just, for me, we're not just solving this murder and pointing the finger. It's about understanding. You know, Sergeant, it's about understanding the motives behind why someone would do this.
Detective, I mean, I respect your work. It's great. I just think that maybe we could be more efficient if we were going to see the axe, the bloody axe.
Yeah, I mean, we got all the time in the world, Sergeant. But I suppose.
I mean, if we look at it, we see it's the perfect, crime weapon. Then it's solved, and we can almost go already.
Whatever you say, boss.
Don't call me boss. Don't call me boss, detective.
Sorry, Chief, Sergeant, whatever you say.
Yeah, Sergeant. Sergeant is fine. Sergeant is fine. Let's move on. Son.
Indeed.
Okay, so Sergeant, you want to go and look at this axe?
Yeah, I mean, we heard about it. We heard it was downstairs.
Yeah.
Let's look at it and see if it's peculiar or perfectly normal.
Quickly find it. You quickly find it. It's sitting by the front door. I'm going to take a natural world as you do, because there is a sticky substance on the blade.
Okay.
For sure, but it's very dark.
Is this from the Sergeant?
This is the Sergeant, yeah, because he's the one who's analysing it.
Natural world. Well. I think I will spend 17 luck on make that a success.
Ah. Okay. Well, I'm happy to tell you it's a fairly good one to spend some luck on.
Oh, great.
Yes. Sergeant, you've seen a lot of dried blood. This is not dried blood.
Oh.
It's some kind of black, sticky ichor. It's this... You don't know what it is, but it's not blood. It's too thick. It's the wrong colour. It's almost green. It's a very, very dark green. Whatever this axe was used for, it's not the murder weapon.
Is it some kind of slime, or is it some kind of sap? Would I know?
With a normal success?
It's a normal success.
It's some kind of gunk. It is what it is not is blood.
Perfectly fine. Well, detective, I think that we are in a really, really shitty situation.
Well,
You see that? That's not blood.
but on the axe, that's
Yeah.
not blood.
That's not blood. Taste it if you want. That's not blood.
I think I'll
No,
pass.
don't say yes. Don't
No,
say
I'm-
yes.
yeah,
Don't
no.
taste the gunk.
Instead, I actually just light up a cigarette, because it just, when he says taste, it's just like, yeah.
You two really need your medical professionals here in a hurry. Is all I'm saying.
I'm gonna take the axe and we'll bring that to Branson. Branson is some kind of, young nerd. He'll figure it out.
Speaking of, Branson and Doc.
Can I... sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
I was going to see if I can examine this latest crime scene. It's a very fresh crime scene, right? It seems to just have happened. So I'm hoping to use my forensic skills to sort of do a walk around this site, see if I can piece together what might have happened. Because, well, as I tell the doctor, I don't think this deputy just tripped.
I think he'd be really unlucky if he had.
Do you have a forensic skill?
I sure do. I've got a forensics of 61.
Brilliant.
Better than me. I've got 60. Well, hey, I have trained you so well.
So well, keep in
You're
mind
better at it than I am.
that I will never make conclusions myself. Everything I discover, I will say out loud in the form of a question. So it will always be, Dr. Jamison, do you think these footsteps are those of the assailant, and do you think these are the ones of the victim? And, well, I've got, 59 out of 61. So cutting it pretty close, but maybe I will discover something that I can say in the form of a question.
A couple of things stand out to you. Branson, you're entirely correct. Just the sheer angle at which this branch has pierced the deputy. The only way you can imagine is that, say, if there was some kind of giant basketball player, incredibly tall person, if they were to have picked the deputy up and shoved them backwards against a tree, that's the only way you can really imagine that they could have gotten into the physical position that they're in, which is effectively dead, dangling on this branch with the branch sticking out of their body. Like, the sheer amount of power required for this is huge. Speaking of giants, there is what appears to be a footprint on the ground.
Doctor, do you think this is a footprint?
It's got a toe, a heel, and some kind of weird nubbly bit in the middle. Yes, I'd say that's a footprint.
Well deduced, Doctor.
The thing is, it's kind of feeding back into your giant basketball player theory, technician, because it's like a size 16 or 17. It's a big foot.
Doctor, I think this must have been possibly some kind of athlete, maybe well, they would certainly be brilliant at basketball. I would venture to say, do you think maybe 7 feet tall, given the angle of descent of the deputy against the wooden outcropping here? And well, I mean, look at the shoe size, and I put my foot sort of besides it so that we see just the disparity between the two. And I also imagine that the sheriff is probably just horrified in the background that, we're all business. Like, someone's dead, so it's time to examine the scene.
Yep.
Yeah, the sheriff is literally sitting there, like, fallen to his knees, looking at his dead assistant deputy, while the two of you are just completely casually exploring the crime scene.
It's great. It's like, we don't have any of the social skills people, and they don't have any of the science people.
Are we arriving? Do we arrive at any point?
We made the worst possible party split in terms of skill set, didn't we?
All of Technician Branson's social skills.
I think we've pretty much decided there's not much to this case.
We all know everything about half the stuff. That's our problem.
Hedge, was it like a naked footprint or a shoe print?
Shoe.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Shoe print.
I think you're right. Definitely about the size, angle of approach, and everything. Let's take some more measurements and have another look at the ground around here, just to be sure. And I think the doctor is going to look around to see if there's anything like maybe a ladder print or any other disturbance around the soil, just to make sure 100% that this is a person who has picked this deputy up and shoved him against the wall, or was he maybe kind of displayed here, rather killed and then maybe picked up, carried, and then displayed to freak us out, just to double check.
Yeah, I'll give you a forensics.
Okay, so I'm looking for a 60, and that's a 50.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're coming to you're actually, as wild as it seems, coming to the same basic conclusion as Branson, which is that this person was somehow picked up and placed here. There's no evidence of a ladder. It also happened so quickly that the murderer is probably still around, which suddenly occurs to you. And you turn to Technician Branson, who is not there. Technician Branson, because you have begun following those footprints.
Absolutely.
Is he wearing a red shirt?
So you're pretty smart, right? You're following them backwards because the murderer wouldn't be where they started.
Sure.
And as you do so, you seem to be heading back towards the camp. Detective Walker, Sergeant Leroy, what are you up to?
Well, if the girl was holding the axe, on that the axe is not covered in blood, Therefore, the girl is innocent.
What? I think that's a fair summation there, Sergeant. But if the girl is innocent, and there is one question as to what was she hacking with that axe, but that is a question for another day.
Well, probably a tree, or maybe like the swamp, the mud, something. I mean, she was standing next to the lake.
Are we just going to assume
was
she went
outside.
a bit loopy-loo, swinging an axe around?
Yes, of
hitting the
course, she
ground
went loopy-loo. I mean, if you saw all those bodies, all your friends dying around you, yeah, she went loopy-loo into the night.
Okay, so Shelley has gone insane, but that means we're still down a murder weapon, and we are still down a murderer.
Well. Don't be in a hush. We got time, as you said. Time is what we have.
Time is on our side.
I mean, we did great. What about a break? Let's go find the tech team. We give them the axe on them. Maybe we can get some coffee somewhere.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
maybe there's
perfect.
a kitchenette in one of these buildings here, in one of the things.
I'm dying for some hot coffee. That would be nice.
Sounds good.
So let's find them now.
Yeah. Okay. So, detective and sergeant, you head outside looking for the doctor and the technician, and you wander your way into some of the rooms, the different little rooms, trying to find them.
I mean, we know that they're outside, right?
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of cabins out there, and you're not sure which one they're in. So you kind of open up the first cabin, and inside, it looks like this was maybe where the boys were meant to sleep. But what you find is a torn apart room with the underwear of both boys and girls thrown around. So there's a frilly pink bra and there's a pair of boxer shorts down, and the remains of two bodies sort of intermingled together, chopped in half. Right in front of you.
Keeper, is this... Oh, Sergeant, you okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine. 2 months, just 2 months. Detective, do you work? What do you see? What do you see?
Okay, what I see is... Keeper, can I ask, is the chopped in half, is the arterial spray, is it reminiscent of what we've seen in the other cabin in terms of a large, strong, Sasquatch-looking individual who is able to rip people in half with a very sharp blade?
Well, what you notice, Doc, as you sort of get a little closer, is that these two were clearly engaged in coitus. They were fucking. And the split is between the stomachs. So the two remains of the heads in one side of the collapsed beds and the two intermingled remnants is in the other. This has cut through both of their rib cages and bodies and spines. This was a powerful, powerful blow.
These bodies, the way they've been cut in half through the rib cage, powerful blow. The other blows have been powerful, but there's no pattern here in terms of this is how they've all died. They've all just been, so far what we can see, there's no specific way to kill apart from this incredibly sharp knife and power behind this knife that has dismembered these bodies.
There's no particular pattern, but I will give you... what kind of role do you think this would be, this sort of analysis? Do you have anything specific in your character?
I've got another question which might dictate what kind of a role it is. My next question is, have we seen any heads?
You have seen heads.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm not as clever as I think I am. And my role is... okay. I think...
Are you asking to do a bit of a psychology and try and get the head of this
Yeah,
killer?
I think so. I think it's more about getting in the mind of the killer.
Well,
I think is the idea.
Detective, I'll give you something to think about. Everybody else, all the corpses, they were divided in small bits. Here, only one cut. Do you understand why? Because the situation is different. Because the killer couldn't stand the lovemaking. Just like maybe a teenage boy or something. It's maybe the first time he sees that. He's horrified. It's a tiny mind in a giant body.
As
On
an act of
sex,
passion.
he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that.
So his is an act of rage against this passion, whereas with the others, he takes his time. He dismembers. He. And I will roll to see if I. No, that's an 89 over 30. And
Yeah, Sergeant Leroy's onto something.
Sergeant, the opportunity to learn from these wise words while you're still here. 2 weeks to go. Please tell.
2 months. 2 months. 2 months.
Oh, 2 months. Sorry.
Yeah, please. Don't kick me out that fast. I wish.
8 weeks, 4 days.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
So these bodies ripped in half.
It's clear. I mean, this guy didn't want to stay, didn't take the time to actually cut them up. It needed to be quick, efficient, and get out and, really have fun with everybody else. Seems like, he's just a madman, probably young, maybe, in his, maybe 16 years old, maybe 17 years old, quite too big for his age.
Yeah, someone who works out.
Inexperienced, yeah.
Inexperienced, works out, has a grudge that they have to settle with either personally with these people, or that these people represent someone from this person's life.
Yeah, I mean, he must be some sort of outcast or something.
Absolutely.
Let's move on, detective.
Building a profile here, Sergeant. Okay.
Yeah.
Branson, you have followed these footsteps. They're pretty big and they're pretty easy.
And yet I've got my magnifying glass out to just make sure that
exactly.
I don't miss them.
And you're heading back. And actually, quite quickly, it becomes clear that you're heading back to the main house. And you kind of realize that these footsteps are coming pretty much from the front of the house. At that moment, can you give me a spot hidden, please?
Can I? Uh, 35 out of 65. You know what? I'll spend the 3 points of luck to make that a hard success.
Ooh.
Which is great, because you turn just as you hear a branch breaking behind you. And you see this giant, huge creature behind you. It has no eyes, and yet you stare at its face. Can you give me a power roll, please?
Can I? Probably not. Let's go for it anyway. 49. I am going to go ahead and spend 9 more points of luck to make that a regular success.
And because you make it a regular success, you are fully aware and you manage to keep yourself about you, and you're fully in the moment as it stabs you in the gut, taking 14 points of damage as it just tears you, and suddenly this just guts you like a fish as it tears you apart. The great news is you really get to study this moment in detail, technician. You get to see this thing. It's fish-like in nature, and it's got an arm. And this arm's actually a blade. Perfect sense, of course. It's like 7.5 foot tall, total sense as this blade comes in and stabs you. Like, well, clearly I now know how these things died, as it tears you in two and your body flops down and you, I assume, are dead.
Oh, very. We see another little flag, but its numbers obscured by Branson's blood sort of fall beside his corpse, like he was carrying it, and it just fell down.
Professional to the
That's
end.
right, I have mocked myself. I am evidence now. It's what I've always wanted to be.
Aww.
Career goals.
Doc,
Bless him.
you're looking around. You don't really know where the technician's gone. You're sitting there with the sheriff looking at this corpse. What is your next move?
Whoever did this is recent. This must have been immediate. We heard him scream. That means there's somebody still here. Are you armed, Sheriff? Because if you are, I could really do with an armed escort back to the camp.
Yeah, the sheriff pulls out his gun and he's like, "You think they're still here? All right, come on, Doc, come on, let's get going. Come on.
And where's Branson?" And she looks around and realizes he's not there. Branson!
No response.
Branson! Quit dicking around and get back here, Branson.
To be clear, Dr. Jamison, this is probably the very first time in your working relationship with Branson that you have called out to him, and some noise has not responded.
And she's actually genuinely worried, because I think she actually genuinely likes him. She doesn't do people, really, but she does like Branson. Okay, we need to find him.
Detective Walker and Sergeant Leroy, you are busily looking around this room. Can you both give me spot hiddens, please?
Spot hidden.
Yeah, right.
Ooh. 68 under 70.
Yeah, I don't find anything.
Detective Walker, there's a coin on the floor. It's like a big golden thing. It's like an old Spanish doubloon.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do that thing that a lot of detectives do, where they pull out a glove, a forensic glove, but they don't actually put it on. They just hold it in like a pincer and then pick up the coin, because they're a bit too cool to put the actual glove on itself. And I'm just going to, with the glove in my fingertips, just pick up the coin and then hold it up between me and the sergeant. And as I'm looking at it, say, Sergeant, this coin here, if we had Branson with us, he, as annoying as he is, hey, maybe we should go a bit nicer on that guy, I don't think he's as bad as we think he is. Maybe we've been a bit hard on him.
We're not really harsh on him or anything. I mean, it's just the fact that Dr. Jamison is enough. That's all. We don't need this new guy.
Yeah, maybe we need to, cut him loose, you reckon?
Not cut him loose. I mean, he's great, and he's learning, and he's bringing me coffee in the morning. It's just the fact that he's a little annoying sometimes. But that's fine. That's fine.
I hear you, Sergeant.
Only 2 months. Only
dead
2
weight.
months.
Okay.
Well, dead weight for you, not for me.
Yeah,
So
worry.
I like to think that technician Branson was at the edge of his field.
The knife edge of his field.
The cutting edge.
Let me look at that coin.
And I hold it close to the sergeant.
Uh-huh. And do I know anything about history? No.
Do either of us know anything about Spanish doubloons?
I wouldn't even be able to tell you it's Spanish doubloons. I don't know anything about anything, it seems.
Is it intact? Has it been scratched? Has it been marred? Or is it just a coin that is a historical coin but looks like it's in good condition?
Well, as you sort of are playing with it, Doc, and you sort of move it around a little bit. You sort of just lightly brush it with a finger, trying to determine what kind of, if there are any marks on it. And as you do, I'd like you to make a power roll.
Ooh, okay. Power. Oh, God, okay. Okay, that is a 69 over a 55. Fail.
Lightning strikes. You're standing covered in blood at the top of a staircase. A buzzing sound is nearby. You look around. Something's not right. You're not meant to be here. You are trying to remember. You gotta wake up. It's not real. It's a dream. And then, bang.
Sarge.
Walker, are you alright, Walker?
I light a cigarette quickly. Did you see that? Did you see the lightning?
What? I didn't see anything. I mean, the coin, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
put that... Yeah. What,
I'm gonna
detective,
say-
you have something to say?
Yeah. The coin.
You need coffee, don't you?
Yeah. Just hey, feel that? It's got a funny texture to it. Just feel the coin.
I'm not gonna touch it, I mean, you know?
No.
What about the
got-
fingerprints?
I'm
Are
gonna
you
put
a
the coin
newbie
on
to
him.
the job, detective?
I'm gonna put the coin on him. I'm literally gonna push it out his hand or whatever. I'm gonna put the coin on him.
When the coin touches you, Sergeant Leroy, it's very cold.
The fuck you're doing?
What? Did you see the lightning?
That's cold as shit.
Did you hear the buzzing?
Surprisingly cold. Yeah, like that was a really cold coin. That was a hard trick. You wonder how he did that. That was unpleasant.
So I'm gonna wrap the coin kind of backwards within the forensic glove, so that it's bagged in inverted commas. You didn't see the blood?
I didn't what?
You didn't hear the buzz?
The buzz, no. It was like really cold. It's a bit weird. But apart from that...
Keeper, did I recognize
What about
the
you,
stairs?
detective? What did happen? What are you exactly trying to do here?
I think for
Are you
maybe
gonna be
being in-
alright?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gone. When I'm gone in 2 months, are you gonna be alright?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, I have told everybody that everything was gonna be fine. Because I
Everything's
believe in
gonna be
you,
fine.
Walker. I believe in you.
Sergeant, you keep believing. Everything's going to be fine. We're just playing a little silly trick. I just thought it'd be funny making your last few days, weeks, months. Sorry, but you're fun. Just we know this is a bag and tag. This is over. The murderer's miles away, different state for all.
Now
we know.
you got me here. You got me here. For a second, I was worried. I was like, what's happening to him?
Okay,
But that's fine.
yeah. Just joshing
fine.
with you, Chief. Uh-huh.
Whew. You are handful today, Walker. Let's find the team. Let's give them the axe and let's get some coffee.
Yeah.
Can I get a listen roll from both of you?
Let's try to not listen. 73 to papu. No, I don't hear anything. I'm so sorry, Hedge.
22 over 40. Unfortunately, I do hear something.
Detective Walker, you hear in the distance what you think is the doctor shouting for Branson.
Sarge, I can hear Dr. Jamison. She's shouting for Branson. He's probably got himself lost. Okay.
Well, let's head that way if you
Yeah,
think
come on.
that's where he hears them.
Well, you
Playing
want a
around?
doctor to check your axe, yeah? You carry that thing around, it's giving me the creeps. But you want the doctor to check the axe?
Yeah, I mean, it could be interesting to have their professional opinion. I don't know if it's mud, sap, or anything. I mean, probably nothing, because once again, she was just, crazy and whacking around. But,
Off and away
just to
with
have a
these.
professional opinion.
Well, let's go find us a doctor.
Yeah, I'm following you. Go right ahead.
As the detective heads out of the cabin, he sort of like throws the door behind him quite quickly and it slams. And as it slams, it kind of closes. And so it almost locks on itself, Sergeant Leroy. And suddenly you're like, it won't open.
So, Detective! Walker! Pam, 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 pam.
Sergeant?
Walker, you
Detective!
turn around and you see that. You see like the door suddenly, it's been caught. You can see it's just, as it's come back, it's closed. It's really unfortunate. It's been caught in a piece of wood and you're just sort of trying to undo the piece of wood. The sergeant is slamming on the door.
Sergeant, you okay in there?
Can I get a spot hidden, Sergeant?
Oh, fuck that.
Would you like some advice?
Yeah, please. I don't spot anything hidden. I'm gonna try to whack the door with my axe.
Does it open inwards or does it open outwards?
It opens outwards.
Okay.
So you slammed it shut behind you, just in sort of like not even thinking about it, just being a bit useless. You kind of pull the axe back as if to strike the door, and suddenly this spear comes through your body, and and your whole body is split from here downwards into.
You must be gutted.
Devastated. Gutted. In half.
Sarge? Sarge? Well, the door is stuck. I could probably go find a set of keys or something. You okay in there?
You may have heard some splashing sound, I guess. Maybe some... Maybe you see something
Did you spill your
seeping
drink?
from under the door.
Are you eating spaghetti bolognese in there? Because you dropped it. It's all over the floor. Keeper, would I know that there is a situation going on inside the room to react to it?
It's certainly a little bit disturbing, yeah. So suddenly he's stopped knocking on the door and he's not struggling on it anymore and he's not responding to you. That's worrying.
Okay, Sarge, I'm gonna break the door down. I need you to stand back. I need you to stand clear. I'm gonna be coming through. Okay. Stand back. If you can hear me, stand back. If you can't, you can't. And then I'm gonna run and kind of shot. Even though I know the door comes out, is it like a wooden door? Does it look really solid and sturdy, or does it look a bit flimsy?
It's flimsy.
Then I am going to kind of, on the count of 172, then go and shoulder the door.
Give me a strength roll.
Okay.
I so want you to just bounce off this door. Detective, I want you to hold at your shoulder.
I can't believe it. I've rolled another 22, second in a row. So 22 under 60.
You smash through this door like you're a fucking hero in an action film.
I need a hero.
Only to find yourself standing over the literally gutted corpse of Sergeant James Leroy. Dr. Jamison, you are following the sheriff back through the woods, calling on Branson. And up in front of you, you hear some kind of commotion, like the banging on a door. And then you hear the voice of Detective Walker. The sheriff has disappeared out into the right, heading back towards the house, but it sounds like in front of you and to the left is Detective Walker. What do you do?
I would go towards Detective Walker, I think.
Yeah, so you are walking towards Detective Walker, and as you sort of turn the corner, you watch him smash through this door and sort of enter one of these small places, one of these small little cabins. And as you see that, could you give me a spot hidden, please?
Okay.
Oh my god.
This is going to be carnage, so we're looking for a 35. That was a 93.
I think what happens is your head just comes flying off your body.
Wow.
Drops down and just rolls. And so you're conscious lying there watching. And so you just, as your head rolls down, you can actually see inside this little hut, and you watch Detective Walker standing over the mutilated body of Sergeant Leroy. And you watch as Detective Walker does the following.
Oh my god, Sergeant, but then I take a second. Do I need to make a roll here? Is that?
I think you need to make a sanity roll.
Okay. I'm attempting to pull my gun in the very near future. Okay. 3, just straight out 3.
Well, hey.
All right, yeah, you're holding it together. You've seen plenty of bodies. While, of course, Sergeant Leroy was just 2 months away from retirement, and this is a horrendous thing. Like, you've got bigger fish to fry. You can't fall apart right now. You were chosen specifically because you do not fall apart under pressure. It is you. It is your thing, yeah?
Yeah.
So you only lose 1 point of sanity here.
Okay.
And your involuntary reaction is literally going to be trying to pull the gun out. But it gets a bit stuck. You give me a dexterity roll as you're trying to pull this out.
Okay. 69. I rolled a 69 earlier. I'm getting a lot of similar rolls tonight. So 69 over 50, unfortunately.
You have rolled. Well, obviously with this this sexing couple beside you, you've just got that energy. And 69 out of 70,
dude.
so you have succeeded. And you have succeeded.
No,
so
sorry, I didn't succeed. Sorry, it was 69 over 50. Sorry.
My apologies. The gun is kind of caught, and you're trying to pull it out of your trousers, and you're wrestling and trying to kind of pull yourself up. Give me a spot hidden.
The detective is not looking very professional right now.
You can't believe this. 7. I'm getting the weirdest rolls tonight, and I'm telling you, I'm going to start taking photos of these rolls in a minute. This is insane. I've rolled a 7.
You look up into the face of your nightmares, almost literally, as you point your gun at this giant. You mean you were bang on? It's like 7.5 foot tall creature without eyes, just glistening, scaly grey skin, standing in the doorway, looking over you. Give me a power roll.
All I want to do is fire my gun. 17 over 55.
You get a shot off. It goes into the chest of this monster. And then the wound slowly closes up.
Can I run?
And it stabs you
Oh!
in the gut. And that's where we're going to take our mid-session break. So take 3 or 4 minutes. And we'll come back in just a few minutes, see what happens next.
Okay.
It's fine.
Sergeant Leroy, it is a beautiful, almost some might say idyllic summer's day. You are driving down the road towards Camp Shady Pines, where there's been some kind of incident involving a group of people being murdered. The exact details sort of escape you. I'm sure you'll figure it out when you get there. Bad to the Bone is blasting out over the radio. And your co-workers are in the car with you. So Detective Walker is beside you. And in the back is Dr. Jamison and Technician Branson. You all remember everything. Can I get a SAN roll from everyone, please?
Yeah, right. I don't like that.
Negative.
That was a pass at 46 for me.
If you pass, you lose 1 SAN. If you fail, you'll take 1d6 SAN. I'll let you both roll your own.
It was a pass from
I
Walker.
take 2.
3 for me. You hear Technician Branson say something like, I'm in my mid-20s. I have my whole life in front of me.
Sergeant, stop the car.
Detective, why would I do that?
Are you not? Did you died?
I hit the brake hard.
As you hit the brake, it jackknifes slightly and you come to a halt sideways on the road.
I died.
I turn around to the other two in the back. You guys don't understand. I saw his body. He died. He was split in half. He was, and then the thing with the no eyes. It killed me. It killed me. I should be dead. I should be dead.
Oh, I understand.
No, you don't understand. It killed us.
No, look. Conventional wisdom in medical science says that the human head can retain consciousness for up to 20 seconds after decapitation. I am thrilled to be able to confirm this from personal experience.
From personal experience, you say, Doctor?
Yeah, just now. I was just walking, and then suddenly there was my head on the floor, rolling down the hill. And I blame you. I was going to find you, Detective.
So you died too. Branson, you must be the lucky one out of us.
No, I think it turned me into evidence. I stutter.
Professional to the end.
Body parts.
Walker, you've been gesticulating with your hand.
Yeah.
In your hand is that golden doubloon.
Is it just in my bare hand without an evidence glove?
Oh, you dropped it. Yeah, no, it's now just in your. It's now just in your hand.
Is that some kind of lucky charm, Detective?
No, no.
We're gonna
You
need
found
one.
that in the room, right?
Yeah, Sergeant's right, Branson. I found this. Now it's gonna sound crazy, but not that crazy considering we all just died. We all just died. Okay. This coin, I picked it up, and I saw myself covered in blood. I saw myself at the top of some stairs. There was a buzzing sound, and I kind of knew it was a dream. I knew it wasn't real, but then when I came to, Sergeant, you were looking at me, and you touched the coin, but you didn't see nothing. You just said it was cold.
Yeah, it was just cold. I'm touching the coin right now. Is it still cold?
Yeah, it's like it's got that cold feel that metal sometimes has.
Okay. So whatever's happened here, we are either in the afterlife, and for some sick fucking reason we're all together, or we haven't died yet. I'm just gonna...
I didn't do anything
a
that
coin.
bad to have to do this job again, surely.
I would like to vote for the second option.
Okay, Branson's on board. Sergeant, what are you thinking?
The coin is... It brought us back in time.
Hey.
It's a time-traveling coin.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. We'll add it to the theories, Sergeant. Did
That's the only thing that we have left. That's the only thing from the future.
okay?
We had the doubloon, and now we still have it right now.
But and I picked it up. I saw something. I didn't travel through time. It was like a vision. It was the thing. I was on stairs, and I was
So
covered
where
in blood.
were you? You're talking about stairs. Were you inside a cabin of some sort?
Keeper,
Where
do
were
I
you?
recognize the stairs that I was on in the vision? Have I been up those stairs, or have I seen a cabin that has similar stairs?
It was dark. It's difficult to tell. Give me a power roll.
Newman.
Sorry, everyone. 74
fuck.
over 55.
Oh, no.
You failed us.
You've been rolling so well.
Whoa.
Throw
You
some
guys
rotten
get
tomatoes.
off my fucking case, guys. I mean, this is heavy shit. We just died.
You have failed us.
I killed them all, and we reset.
You try and remember back to when the lightning struck and you were looking around. But what happens is it all gets like messed up in your head and you're looking around at the blood because your hands are covered in blood. You remember that from the image, but you're struggling because at the same time you're remembering Sergeant Leroy just dead at your feet.
It's just so much blood. I can't. Sorry, Sergeant. I mean, there was just blood everywhere, and I just keep seeing you. I mean, you were, you were half the man you are today.
I was stuck inside. I was banging on the door. I remember that. And then I felt something inside me and darkness.
Technician Branson is going to sort of have an outburst, and maybe folks think that he's seen something. That's the kind of sound he makes, but actually it's just him having an idea. And he will say, Doctor, do you think the deputy is also back alive? And do you think they remember?
Yeah, the deputy and the sheriff.
Well, does that mean the councillors are
thinking.
alive? The 12 dead councillors, or does it not go that far back?
Well, if we're driving here.
Yeah, we're driving there. It did happen already.
They were already dead.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
but
get
not
back in
the
the car.
deputy.
We need to move fast if we
Okay.
want to ask them if they are still alive, if they know anything. Inside the car. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now. I'm gonna just speed up as much as I can. I want to go there as fast as I can. We need to find them still alive.
As we're speeding down the road, can I ask one sobering question to everybody? And I don't know if people answer or not, but as we're speeding and obviously seatbelts are clicked in properly and a very nervous cigarette is lit, I'll say almost just to the car, no one specifically, and just say, did anybody see the eyes? I mean, there were no eyes, but did anybody see it?
My eyes were at ground level. I didn't see very much except mud.
When you say it, you mean him, right? The teenager, the tall teenager.
No.
I heard something, and I turned around, and I think I got a real good look at it, sir.
What did you see, Branson? What did you see?
It was... Well, it's gonna sound a little crazy, but it was some kind of amphibian, like, creature, I want to say, and it didn't have eyes, and yet I feel like it saw me, and it had these Keeper of Arcane Lore, is it accurate to call them scythes for arms? Like what?
I think you've maybe described it more like a machete.
Okay. Yeah, these machete-like arms. Well, and then of course I died.
So,
Branson?
some kind of giant human fish?
Doctor, I promise I will get a complete psychological checkup after this is all over. I assure you I am still qualified to be your technician.
And
Good work, Branson.
I'll second this. I saw this thing. Branson's not wrong. It had no eyes. It had scales. It had, like, slime. And this was not a him. It was an it. It was a 7-foot fucking motherfucking it.
Branson? Walker? You're telling me it was a giant human fish with no eyes?
Yep.
On blades for arms?
It tracks with what we found.
Did I see the blades for arms, Keeper? I got stabbed in the gut, but I'm not sure whether I ever looked away from its face.
You aren't entirely sure.
Oh, this thing definitely tracks with what we found. The deputy in the woods, he was killed. He was impaled on a tree branch. It would need something at least 7 foot tall to be able to lift someone up, and the kind of strength it would take to do that, 7 foot tall at least. And a footprint too.
At which point in time, Sergeant Leroy does a handbrake turn and pulls up back at Camp Shady Pines. Lenny is sitting there sweeping at the entrance. Everything looks
Exactly the same?
pretty much exactly as it did before.
I'm ready to believe you guys. Let's go straight ahead, talk to the sheriff and the deputy, if that's fine with you.
No.
Yeah.
Sergeant, we know what happens to the deputy. Why don't we...
We sped up. It hasn't happened yet. We can
know
stop
the
it.
deputy is going to die. We could make sure we are there when the deputy is
we know that
accosted. We can
we know the
intercept,
deputy
but we
could die. We have the responsibility to stop that.
And to stop ourselves from dying, Sergeant. We died.
I'm taking my gun out and I'm like, I'm not gonna let that fish thing kill us this time.
Okay. I will copy. Can I check? Have I lost a bullet?
You check your gun. You have a full round of bullets.
Okay, Sarge. You're the boss. Branson,
I mean, Doc,
lead the way.
As you get out of the car with your guns drawn, Lenny sort of looks up and he goes, "Whoa. All right."
Hi, Lenny. Hi, that's
Lenny
fine.
puts his hands up.
Put your hands down, Lenny. Put your hands down.
Lenny,
There's a curse?
you're going to be sweeping or drinking. Get yourself off and get drinking.
All right. All right, where do the two of you go?
I think...
Whoa. Let's pause. Let's pause
go.
there. That was some choice wording, Keeper of Arcane Lore.
I'll go off on my own and go for a swim in the lake. And...
Right.
I was assuming that maybe we would stay as a group, but, well...
holding each other's hands.
Definitely.
No, I need both hands for the Polaroid camera, which is,
I think
which
we're
is
all
my version
following.
of a gun.
I think we're all going to follow the sergeant because he
Yeah.
is so determined to prevent the deputy's death.
And it makes perfect sense. I mean, we know that this creature is going to be there. And if we're all there at the same time, maybe we do have a chance of taking it down, yeah.
So, Sarge, where are you going?
Well, I'm asking Dr. Jamison on Branson to show me the way.
It was in the woods. So, let's see if we can remember the way, I guess.
As the two you make your way, therefore, sort of across the open space in the middle of the camp, can I get the doctor and the technician to give me spot hiddens?
Okay.
Can you?
Looking for 35. And that was a 36, so I'll just spend 1 luck.
And I made mine as well. I'll spend 1 point of luck to make it a hard success with a 32.
Nice.
Ooh.
Doc, it becomes quickly clear to you that something's not quite right, because last time you walked around this corner, the first thing you saw was an arm lying in the middle of the floor. This time it's a leg. Branson,
Well,
you are
weird.
paying attention to quite a lot more, and yet you're noticing a lot of minor differences. Whereas previously there was like a set that were sort of painted a bit pink and a set that were painted blue. Each one is painted a different color this time. And while there is evidence of struggle and fighting and stuff, there's a lot of little differences that you're picking up. This is not the same. And you both, I think, pull to a halt at that point in time, and you sort of the sergeant walks into you as you sort of pause.
Yeah, I think we'll communicate that to everyone else, and then I'm going to take a little flag to put by the leg, and it'll be a little number 2 this time.
And does the leg look much the same as the arm did? Like that one clean cut that's been severed with a lot of power behind it?
Yeah.
The same kind of weapon again?
Definitely the same kind of weapon. It is the leg of an older man.
Okay.
It is hairy and grey.
And how old was the sheriff?
The sheriff
could this
was...
be his?
No.
No, okay.
Could it be mine?
No.
Great, perfect. That's good.
You're not hopping, are you?
Does Branson say out loud about the minor differences?
Yeah, he explained everything to us.
Yeah, once again in the form of questions to the doctor. Doctor, I remember this differently. Yep.
Well,
Yeah, you're right. This was an arm. It wasn't a leg. It was an arm.
So, Doctor, would you surmise if there are differences in what we are finding, then there are differences in the events that are unfolding, that we might not witness the deputy's demise in the way that it happened last time? Meaning that the thing that does this...
Not. Maybe we haven't travelled in time. Maybe this is just a different version of the same events. I don't know.
I'm scanning the horizon. I'm looking around with my gun, and I'm just I'm like, something's going to happen.
At which point in time, a man with a forest green hat and a sheriff badge walks up to you and says, "Ha! You'll be the forensics team." Oh, whoa, hey, put that down, fella. Put that down, fella.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, Sheriff.
We're all coppers here. Come on now. Pull yourself together, man.
Okay.
I am Sheriff Miller. Great to have you all. Shame to see this happen. It is a shameful, shameful thing. The same place as the 2 disasters in one place. It's
2 disasters.
It is something else. Yeah, well, I don't know if you know this, but a couple of years ago there was a disaster just like this one. This very place.
Do you
The
mind
the whole forensics team died. It was a horrible tragedy.
Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Well, Sheriff, did they find who was responsible for the previous situation here?
You know, they never did.
Okay.
And then, they went and opened up the place again. Apparently, this girl, her family came to... It was something about making sure that it was a safe place again to help her deal with her trauma. Her whole family came down. And they're all gone.
Wait, this was Adam and Mary Vargas?
No, this was the girl, Shelley. Her name is Shelley Peters.
The survivor from the first
Miss Peters,
killings.
of course.
Yeah, she's upstairs again. She's upstairs.
Again?
Wait, she
Well,
was...
that's bad
she
luck.
was the one that wanted this place opened up again?
No. See, her therapist thought it would be a good idea, I'm told, for her and her family to come back out now that it was safe in order to deal with the trauma.
Yeah,
I don't know.
overcomes the trauma,
I don't
of
do
course.
that, Sid. But somehow, this chaos, it's so sad, so sad.
I'm going to write something in my notebook and show it to the sergeant. And the words I'm going to write in the notebook is Dr. Pennyworth, !
I'm just gonna nod.
I will actually, if the sheriff is on the other side, it's something I just casually hold so that the doctor and Branson can see it as well.
Yeah. The sheriff says, well, if you all need anything, you let me know. I'm at your disposal. There's a number of bodies in each of these cabins, and if you want to interview the girl, she's in the main cabin upstairs.
Sheriff, did you bring a deputy with you today?
Yeah, great question.
I did. Deputy Garcia is somewhere around. There she is. And this woman walks up. Looks totally different from the other deputy. She's a sort of a larger Latina woman who walks with a very confident stride about her. She looks incredibly sure of herself. She comes up, she just nods. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Deputy Sheriff, we're going to nip up to the cabin and speak to Dr. Pennyworth. Because we are going together and we have a number of questions, it'd be great if you were there with us because you might be able to fill in some of the regional factors and situational things. Perhaps all of us could go together upstairs to speak to Dr. Pennyworth. Sergeant, you believe that's the right course of action?
I think that's the only course of action, of course.
Yeah, we stay together this time.
That's totally fine. Me and the deputy will be patrolling the area, just making sure we can keep it safe. But you just holler if you need anything.
I wouldn't go too far, Sheriff. I'd stay out of the woods if I were you. Just a word to
Don't
the
you
wise.
worry, Doctor. I know my job.
And I'll intercede and say something like, that's right. The whole area could be a crime scene, so wouldn't want to accidentally spoil anything.
Yeah, what he said.
It'd be very helpful if you came with us, because then we know exactly where you've been, where you've not been, and we can discount your footprints, etc., from any potential victims or suspects.
Don't you worry, Detective. I know my job. And the two of them actually begin patrolling off and head off away from you.
Dead. They're dead.
Bye.
Well, let's hope that at least their death buy us some time.
I think Branson's going to have a little bit of gallows humor here. He's going to run over to them, give them a couple of sets of latex gloves, as well as some little flags. And Branson says, just in case.
We'll, if we find any corpses, we'll pop these flags down for you, technician.
Branson, I think I need to say it in case I don't get the chance later. I have always respected your sense of professionalism.
Oh, Branson's just going to melt inside. Branson's going to be useless for the next few minutes. That's just going to be like a hamster on a wheel in his head for a while.
That's like the highest praise she's probably given anybody that you've ever heard her
Yeah,
say
any other living human being. You've complimented some corpses very nicely, but living, yeah.
Yep.
Sergeant, last time we went up there, you spoke to the young girl and she recoiled. We then had to speak to the psychiatrist. Perhaps we divide and conquer this time, especially if we got the doctor and the red shirt. We can kind of talk about what we want to do, Sergeant. What do you think?
I think that the doubloon, the coin, the time-traveling coin, it's important as well. Maybe we could split up.
Okay. Whoa. When you say split up, I mean, I saw you. I saw you split up. Like you.
No, I take Branson, for example, and we go and see the doubloon, and you take Dr. Jamison, and you go to talk to the shrink.
Okay. When you say see the doubloon, do you mean this? And I'm holding up the coin. I'm like, do you mean see the doubloon like this one, or do you mean like find it again?
Yes, we need to take the second one, because if we die again, we need to go back.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna get the doubloon because then if we die, we're back in the car, huh?
Without the doubloon, we are not back in the car.
Okay.
It's a theory.
Okay. I'm gonna put $5 on the next song in the car, being "Highway to Hell."
Let's hope that we are not gonna get back into the car.
Okay. Doc, let's go and talk to a psychiatrist, Dr. Pennyworth.
Okay.
Doc, just before you leave, is the shrink for real? Is that a real shrink? Is that a good shrink? Or is that somebody pretending to be a shrink? That's where we need you.
Well, I know a lot about the brain, but usually when it's outside of the skull.
Yeah, but you could spot a fake, right?
I'm no shrink myself, but I can see what I can do. I mean, I could ask about some medicines, maybe.
Yeah.
See if they know what they're talking about there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Stay in twos. Go through doors together. Don't be left alone with anybody, and if you are, make sure they are on the other side of the room with access to firearms. Doc, Branson, do you have any kind of protection?
I got a scalpel.
Okay.
That's all.
Branson?
I have a first aid kit. I think there's something sharp in there.
Yep. And some plasters and bandage. Yep. Good.
And beware of the doors, of course. The doors, they're tricky. They can close by themselves.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
As soon as we have the doubloon, we go back to the main building and we find you again.
You come up to us. We'll be talking to the psychiatrist and the
great.
Shelley. Yep.
Amazing.
Okay. Good luck.
See you soon.
I'll stick my hand out and to shake his hand. Okay.
I will. I will shake the doctor's hand and I will just say, "Good luck, Doctor. If anyone can uncover the source of this mystery, it's you."
Thank you, technician.
And we split the party once again.
Because we never learn.
Next time we will.
At the start, Hedge told us to lean into it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, lean into the scythe swinging down at us.
Yeah, I don't know if he meant, hey, do the stupid thing over and over again. But
not once, like, have you been in the attic or the basement? Get in the attic or the basement.
I know. Get in the attic.
So, in advance, I'm so sorry if that's not what he meant. But yeah.
No, this is wicked. This is great fun.
This is great, yeah.
Yeah. Hedge, surely you want to narrate Charles and Heinrich first because they're going to die?
Such confidence in your fellow investigators.
That sounds right.
I firmly believe that if a keeper hasn't been allowed to speak for 5 minutes, he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
So, detective, doctor, you head into the main house, and as you do, you walk in, and it is a gruesome sight. There's a movie poster on one wall of the thing, and it's just covered in an arterial spray. There's a couple of bodies lying, but they've been torn to bits physically. It all has both a sickeningly familiar but terrifyingly disturbing feel. Can I get sanity rolls from both of you?
Mm-hmm.
Is the axe there?
Yes.
Okay, I fail my sanity, 64 over 53.
Miserable failure of 93 against 53.
Nice. I'll take a D4 from both of you.
Okay.
D4 plus 1.
Oh, lovely.
I just want the ability.
That was a 4.
That's 3
Lost
down
5.
for me. I'm down to 50 sanity.
Excellent. Doc, would you give me an intelligence roll, please?
Okay.
Did you say torn apart this time, or not sliced?
It's all different this time, Sergeant. I mean, it's all different this time, Sergeant.
I have just passed my intelligence by 1 point.
Excellent. Well, in this scenario, the great news is they've written their own bout of madness table. So would you roll a D10 for me?
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to put down the doctor.
Wow. So I just rolled an 8.
Okay. Doc, you are suffering from paranoid delusions. Specifically, what you realize is you didn't see anything. You managed to watch the detective stand over the body of the dead sergeant. The detective is really a constant aspect of this, and you're wondering, because the detective's a big, strong man, if anyone could have done these things, could it have been the detective?
If I'm able to see the axe, I could cement that theory by picking it up at the same time and going, hey, look what I found.
The detective is standing in front of you, wielding an axe, a weapon that could quite easily explain many of the murders that you've seen. Doc, what do you do?
Well, in her bout of madness, and she has a scalpel in her hand, which she's been using, and she kind of raises it very slowly and says, "It was you.
Hey, whoa,
All along. It was you."
Whoa.
And she rushes forward with the scalpel held high.
Give me a fighting brawl, Doc.
Okay. I'm not particularly fighty, but I'm going to try.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I feel I have to say this. Dr. Jamison, do you attack with surgical precision?
Hey!
I am so sorry. I'll go back to shutting up now.
Can we have a sun roll for puns at this point?
We're just going to send Heinrich back to his own Discord server.
Yeah, that's
Not allowed to leave anymore.
that's appropriate.
Well, I'm disappointed that I failed that one
Oh, thank God.
by quite a lot. 65 against 25.
Doc, Detective Walker, you are being attacked with a scalpel. What do you do?
I think I'm going to I'm going to make an assumption. Tell me if I'm wrong, please, Keeper. On the opposite side to the axe blade, is it just a blunt piece of metal, or is it a spike? Because sometimes there's a pick on the other side, or is this just a kind of a blunt? If it is a blunt, I'm attempting to just smack her hand away, smack her arm away.
Yeah, let's say it's a blunt side, the other side of the axe.
So,
Although the sharp bit could have been fun as well.
could have been, but
Yeah, I'll give you a fighting brawl to disarm her.
okay. Okay. Oh, this could go horribly wrong. Okay. I have... I've got an 82 over 45.
Okay, not a fumble.
Not a fumble, but a fail.
But a fail. Yeah, so you've not managed to disarm the doc. The doc is busily screaming, "It was you," and rushing at you. At the same time, the counselor has appeared from above and is looking down the stairs. So that's Doc Pennyworth is looking as the doctor is screaming, "It was you, and is trying to gut you."
Oh, God.
Doc, give me another fighting brawl, see if you can get him this time.
Okay.
Do I dodge?
No, that was a 97.
97.
Okay.
97. Is that a fumble? Given I've only got a 25 brawl.
That is. 96 to 96 to 100 is a fumble if you're under 50.
Wow.
What happens, Doc, is you step forward and you lunge at the detective trying to stab him, and the detective is fighting you off, and you basically kind of like put your hand up to shove the axe out of the way as you come in with a stab, and you just find your hand just gets smacked into one of the surfaces with the axe on it, and you lose 2 of your fingers.
Ooh.
And suddenly they're lying and just blood starts spurting out of them. At the same time, coming from above you, Doc Pennyworth is screaming, "No, get away, get away, get away!"
No, ma'am,
Something
no.
has appeared up there. Detective, what do you do? You've just cut 2 fingers off of the doctor.
Is the axe free or is it wedged into the wall / hand?
It's slightly wedged into the wall,
Okay.
but it's pullable outable.
I'm pulling it
Give me
out.
a sand roll. You've just chopped someone's fingers off.
Well, she chopped her own fingers off. I was just...
She chopped her own. Give me a sand roll anyway.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Shizer. Okay, we're looking
I'll take
at...
a D4.
I haven't even said anything. You just know. You can tell by the tone of the voice. Okay, 3 sanity down.
Okay. How you looking there? Where's your fifth?
So
you all right?
yeah, I'm 47. And my
so you're
original
doing
was
all right.
55. Yeah, I'm still okay.
It's still okay. What do you do then? You've got screaming happening from above, and you've got a screaming attacker coming straight at you, although she's now significantly less capable because she's just lost 3 of her fingers.
Okay. I am pulling the axe free, and I'm saying to the doc, who's a medical professional, I'm grimacing as I say this. I'm just saying, bandage your hands now, wrap it round, bandage your hands, and I'm running up the stairs. But I'm not running up the stairs as in like I'm running into the fray. I'm running up to the stairs to see what's going on, because this thing killed me in an instant last time with the axe in my hand.
Yes. You have the axe in your hand and you're coming up the steps, and Doc Pennyworth is looking down through a window, and she seems to have seen something.
Oh, it's not upstairs?
And her face... No, she's looking down. So she's looking through a window, and then she's backed out. She's still staring out into the window, and she's backed out, and she's got a glass in her hand. And as you sort of come up trying to understand what's happening, she turns to you, and her eyes just darken with anger. And she just tries to smash the glass into your face. Give me a dodge roll.
Oh my... Everybody just wants a piece. Okay, 42, let's see.
He's not popular today, is he?
26. Out of... Sorry.
Success?
Success. 26 over 42.
You manage to dodge and duck and spin round as the Doc Pennyworth just tries to smash the glass in your face, she says, and she screams, "Everything must die!" And she begins running down the stairs. She tries to let's say she tries to pull the axe away from you. Give me a contested strength check against the Doctor.
Okay. Oh, I have a 12 for 60.
Well, you definitely succeed. The Doctor rolled a 93. So the Doc fails to pull the axe away from you, just begins running down the stairs and attempts to attack Dr. Jamison.
Can I run at
who's
her?
Just lost her fingers.
Can I follow her?
You can. You look up and Shelley Peters is sitting there on the bed, rocking backwards and forwards slightly. Her hair is different. Before she looked like a teenager. Now she looks a little older.
Does the Doctor look different in any way, shape or form?
Yeah. She's wearing different clothes.
But is she the same person? Has her physical features changed?
Yeah, spot hidden. Obviously, a lot is happening very, very fast.
Shit. Whatever it is, it's a fumble. 90. Oh well, 98 over 70. Still 98.
Do you have
98.
any,
Oh,
No, 98. So hold on, 98 isn't a fumble if you're spot hidden, it's 70.
Yeah, no, it's over halfway, so 70. So it's 98 over 70. I don't have that much luck. I do, but I might need it. Oh, is this it? Is this the moment? Is this when I use it?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
Would you
like
like
this could be important.
It's
to
like
push?
Yeah,
The
do
roll.
it.
Ooh.
Do it.
I will push the roll
Oh.
as I'm staring at Dr. Pennyworth whilst running down the stairs with an axe. Nothing can go wrong, I don't think.
Hold on. Let's do it properly. What do you do differently in order to push the roll?
I hold the axe out clearly in front of me as I haphazardly race down the stairs, almost slipping from one stair to the next to keep up, whilst observing. Are there any differences about the good Doctor? I'm going to take a picture because I'm going to take a picture. Hands are in the air. I'm just gonna because. I don't know if it's going to be a clear picture.
It's a
I
1.
have rolled a 001, and I am sending it to
yes.
you now.
Now, Newman, is that definitely a 1 or is it a 100? Because I know you get confused sometimes.
I do get confused. There, on one dice, it's 00. On the other dice, it's 1.
You have rolled a critical.
And I'm literally sending it now. Have not touched a thing. Sending to the thing. Boom. Yeah.
I would like to confirm for our listeners that T. N. Newman has indeed rolled a 001 critical.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same person. What you would say is that this woman is very slightly older.
Ooh.
You would guess that a couple of years have passed, and you put it together with the fact that you have listened to different songs and you've seen different things. And you know that Bad to the Bone came out in 1982. You know that. And on the critical, I'm just going to give you that little bit of information, which is that you know what songs came out in 1982.
And I know that Any Way You Want It came out in 1980.
You do.
Okay.
And more so, you watch as Dr. Pennyworth and Dr. Jamison fall to the floor wrestling with each other, both attempting to kill the other one. So let's switch over and see how the sergeant and the technician are doing. Sergeant, you explore a couple of rooms, finding the dead bodies of an older couple in one room, missing a leg, but you think that's the leg that was outside. You then kind of go through and you find a small cabin room, and it's the same room that you were in last time. It's the same room where you died.
Haxton, do you... Branson, not Haxton. Branson. Yeah, right. Branson, could you give me your hand? Give me your hand, Branson. Give me your hand!
You are able to take Branson's hand.
Yeah, but I want you to do that willingly.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You can put your glove on if you want.
Okay, I will do so.
Great. So I have a gun in one hand. I'm holding Branson's hand in the other.
Which is shaking now that I see you have your gun out.
It's not for you, Branson.
I didn't say it was!
Yeah, great. I'm opening the door. I'm not in yet. I'm just opening the doors and taking a step back. I'm ready to shoot on anything that moves.
The door creaks open. And inside, there's a small, well-maintained room. There's a flower pattern on the bed covers. There's a small desk. It looks like it's a single room. And that's it.
I'm not inside. I'm looking on the floor. I'm looking for something shiny.
Give me a spot hidden with a penalty die because you're holding a shaking Branson's hand and you've also got a gun on the other one and you have many, many things on your mind.
Yeah, and Branson is saying while he's looking, is this where you let go my hand?
1 second, Branson, 1 second. It's a regular success with the penalty die. Without it, it would be an extreme success.
It's just a regular success. So there's definitely no doubloon on the ground. However, there is a book sitting on the desk, which does catch your eye because you think you spotted the same book in the first cycle round, lying on the floor in the main building. It has a distinctive cover. It's got a very pretty view of like a waterfall and a small lake.
Branson, with your second hand, could you grab that book?
Affirmative, Sergeant. I will extend my hand, also gloved, let the record reflect, and I will touch that book.
It's a fairly old-looking book. As you pick it up, it has the words Lore and Folktales of Central Maine by John Cunningham written on the front.
I will hand the book to Sergeant Leroy.
Sergeant Leroy can't take the book right now because he's holding your hand in one hand and his gun in the other.
That strikes me as a problem for Sergeant Leroy.
You can keep that, Branson. Let's go back to the main building. I feel that we have found the new doubloon. The book. The book is the new doubloon. Right, Branson? You follow me, right?
Technician Branson is more and more convinced that he is in the company of a crazy person. As we return or go back, do I have the facility of both my hands again?
Yes.
Then
You're fine.
Then I will page through the book as we walk. I will note that it is not in Spanish. There's no reason for why Technician Branson would point this out, because none of you know that he studied Spanish in high school, and it is the one foreign language that he is actually, somewhat talented in.
Oh. The table of contents of the book includes Sasquatch, the Wendigo, grave spirits, water monsters. As you're flicking through it, the first page of the water monsters section is earmarked.
I will take a closer look. I'll even stop so I can examine it in proper detail, and maybe Sergeant Leroy can look over my shoulder as I do.
Yeah, give me a use library roll, a library use roll.
All right. I am not unskilled.
It's Call of Cthulhu, you have to have a library use roll.
It's the classic.
Yeah, that's going to be a negative with a 73 over 40.
Okay. You will find the relevant section, but you need a few minutes to sort of read through all of this. It can be quite dense. So do you stop in the middle? So yeah, actually, that's a good point. So you're just sat there reading this book, and Leroy, you walk into the main building where Dr. Jamison is fighting with Dr. Pennyworth on the floor. Both are trying to stab each other to death, while Detective Walker looks on holding an axe.
I'm just gonna do... Okay, I feel like we were suspicious of the shrink. The shrink right now is trying to kill him. I'm just gonna shoot.
You shoot Dr. Pennyworth.
Yeah, I mean, she's clearly the bad guy here.
Excellent. She is presently fighting with Dr. Jamison. It is a risky shot. If you fail this, a bad thing might happen.
Unload your magazine.
I mean, she's already fighting with Dr. Jamison. I'm gonna try to join the fight manually, and just go hand to hand and try to subdue her, and pin her on the ground.
Give me a fighting brawl.
That should be a 6. You can't spend luck on a fight, can you?
I am happy to let you spend luck on this. You can't push a fighting brawl roll, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to spend 4 luck and have a success.
Excellent. Dr. Jamison, very handily, Sergeant Leroy has now pinned the good doctor in place. Who do you stab?
Oh, choices, decisions.
Doctor, just remember, I just helped you right now. I just did.
Yep. So many people to stab,
I've
so
got an
little
axe.
time.
Don't even try it. I've got an axe.
I think being still in the bout of madness, she's going to scramble to her feet and go after her original target, which was Detective Walker, because I'm absolutely convinced that this is your fault, not the psychiatrist's fault.
I am running down the stairs with an axe going, oh, so it doesn't look great.
And so what she's going to do is, so she's got the scalpel in one hand, and then the hand which has lost a few fingers, presumably is still got blood coming out, like...
Totally, yeah.
In kind of spurts. So she's going to raise her hand up, hoping that the blood will like go in his eyes and blind him so that he doesn't know what he's doing when he's trying to... Because she fully expects him to attack her with that axe. Because in her head, she's trying to, save herself.
I'll take a luck roll there.
Okay. What have I got for luck? Oh, I got 49 luck now.
This seems like such a thing appropriate for this doctor to do, to use the human body for it's splurting blood out of its arteries, so maybe that'll blind him.
Yeah, absolutely. Arterial spray is a weapon, and that was a 16.
Excellent.
Which is a very comfortable success.
Detective Walker, the blood goes into your eyes and you are suddenly blinded, giving the doctor a bonus die on her fighting brawl.
Oh, no.
Well, hey. Oh, I love it when I have to get an extra dice out the bag. Okay, let's see.
It's not got a skull and crossbones on it, has it?
Sadly not. Maybe I need to get myself some new dice. No, sadly, that's still way out. 67, even with a bonus die.
So you kind of come colliding into the detective. He's suddenly blinded. He's pulling blood out of his eyes. And you come at him, but you slip and trip on your own blood, clattering onto the floor as the sergeant is holding this woman back. And Technician Branson, outside, you are just quietly reading the book.
I'm doing research, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And you come across
Sensible.
this section which feels like maybe it has some relevance to you. I'm just posting it in the chat. Would you be kind enough to read it out for the group?
I would indeed. The large lake near the small picturesque town of Cali is strangely abandoned, with most residents unwilling to go anywhere near it. Their reasons range from, it's tradition to avoid it, to, it just doesn't feel right. Local lore from the Wabanaki tribe speaks of a strange, faceless creature that lurks in the lake's depths, but they have no description of it, merely stating, if you see it, don't look at its face. According to the tribes, the land around the lake is cursed, and attempting to profit off it will only bring death and ruin. One legend I found mentions a coin with the symbol of an eye that can kill the creature, or at least drive it away with a touch, but no one was able to describe it to me.
Would you give me a spot hidden, please, Technician Branson? I'll give you a penalty die, considering you are presently reading.
I am a very engrossed reader, it is true. So... Spot hidden, you say?
Yes.
Okay, it's either going to be a 52 or it's going to be a 62, so 62 it is, but that is still a success out of 65.
I unfortunately needed a hard success.
Oh.
But as the weapon goes through your body, the first time it was almost painless because it was so sharp. This time the jagged edges tear into your skin and begin sawing, and it is unbelievably painful as your rib cage and your ribs snap as this thing comes in and out, and this weird saw-like razor blade just tears you in half, and the book drops to the ground. You drop beside it as a pool of blood just surrounds this book, and you look up bleary-eyed to see the shape of a large man before you pass out. Meanwhile, inside, Sergeant Leroy, you're holding Dr. Pennyworth. What happens next?
I'm trying to understand what she's babbling about, maybe, in the first place.
She's screaming that she has to kill you all.
Yeah, then I'm gonna try to knock her unconscious.
Okay, that's a contested fighting brawl.
That's perfectly fine with me.
Okay, give me your fighting brawl roll.
That's not fine with me. Not anymore. 95.
Okay, the two of you are locked in a fight, neither able to gain the upper hand as you are beating each other senseless. She's managed to get hold of another weapon, which is another glass, and she's trying to grind it into your eyes. As Dr. Jamison, give me a power roll. Let's see how you're doing.
Okay. So we are looking for a 55. And that was a 2. 0 on one dice and 2 on the other. The blood has brought me back to my senses.
Yeah, so what happens is you almost physically get the axe out of the way and you pull back the knife in order to stab it into Walker's gut. And just as you do, you sort of come to your senses a little bit and you're like, hold on a minute. The last few seconds come back to you and you just remember this hulking silver grey shape enter your vision. It can't have been Walker. He couldn't have gotten that woman onto the tree. Walker must also have been killed. And you're pulling it back and you're just you've made a terrible mistake. Walker, Jamison is about to stab you with the scalpel. What do you do?
I've got blood in my eyes and someone's attacking me. I have an axe in my hands. I'm planning to bring it down on their head.
Excellent. Give me a fighting brawl.
Wow, thanks, Newman. I brought it on myself. It's fine.
Hey, come on. We're all friends here.
Absolutely.
Oh,
friends kill each other. It's what we do.
I have a 14 under 45.
A 14 under 45. So that's a hard?
Yeah.
It's not an extreme. That would have to be...
No. 14 under 45. What am I looking at here? A fifth value?
No, you'd need 9.
No, it's not a fifth. No, it's a hard success.
I will give you therefore... Dr. Jamison, you lost 4 HP when you lost your fingers.
Okay.
I'll give you a D8 damage to Dr. Jamison here.
Okay. D8.
5.
Was
I rolling?
I'll let Walker roll it. So let's say it's 5 damage.
Oh, okay. Which is actually exactly what I just rolled as well. I just rolled a 5 anyway.
It was destined to be. How much HP do you have?
I'm now down to 0.
So that was a major wound, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a Constitution roll, Doc.
Okay. Now my con is 45, so not brilliant. 76.
Walker, you peel the blood from your eyes and you look down at the creature that was clearly attacking you, and you see the axe just kind of coming out of Doc Jamison's head. Give me a SAN roll. Leroy, give me a SAN roll as well, because you just watched Detective Walker murder Dr. Jamison.
Okay. I have a 69 over 47. Fail.
I'll take a D8 from you, Walker.
Okay. Success for me.
I'll take 1 from you, Leroy.
Oh, 1!
You
That brings me to 1/5.
I'm not quite on 1/5 yet.
So Sergeant Leroy, that means you're going to enter into a bout of madness. Please roll a D10.
4.
4. Leroy?
Yeah.
You really liked Dolores Jamison. She was a wonderful person. And Walker just killed her. In cold blood. You enter into a maddening fit of rage. You want to kill anyone and everyone near you.
I'm still grappling with our good friend.
Dr. Pennyworth.
So I might keep on fighting this fight first, and then maybe try to kill Walker.
Sure. Give me a fighting brawl against the woman that you're holding.
Yeah. And that's extreme success.
You break her neck. She falls dead to the floor at your feet. Walker
Great.
is in front of you. He is holding an axe. Walker, what do you say in this moment in time?
Sergeant, you gotta. This is it. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Sergeant, you're gonna make retirement. You're gonna be okay.
That is quite touching. I'm gonna take my gun out and shoot. I guess I'm having a bonus die because of the range.
It's point blank range. You're going to take a single shot, you're going to do multiple shot.
A single shot.
Okay, single shot, bonus die, shot to the head. Give it a shot.
Okay, so 31. Boom, boom, boom.
Doesn't sound good.
Which is blah 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 blah. Just a normal success.
Normal success. I think that's a D8.
No, it is a D10 plus 2.
D10 plus 2. Oh, nice. Okay. Please roll D10 plus 2.
And here we go. Ah, that's going to be only 3 points of damage.
So the sergeant pulls out his gun and shoots, and it just takes you in the shoulder, Walker. What do you do?
I think everybody has gone knucking futs. Like in this moment, I've just had the doctor try and stab me, and I've had to put her down. I've just then seen the sergeant snap the neck of Dr. Pennyworth and just pulled his gun out and trying to shoot me. So I am just going to swing a big wide arc and see if I can relieve the sergeant of his mental pressures.
Give me a fighting brawl. Sergeant, would you like to dodge or fight back?
I'm going to try to fight back. I might have to drop the gun to do that, but that's fine.
I have a 26 under 45.
Okay.
But I might use some luck to make it a hard success.
I have a 27 for 50, and I will spend 2 luck to make it a hard success.
So if Newman makes it a hard success and you make it a hard success, he wins. You need to go to an extreme success to avoid this.
And I won't do that. I'm just gonna let him win this time, I guess.
That's the retirement talking.
I'm going to say that the axe does 2d6 damage.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you roll that, Newman.
10.
10.
10.
I'm not dead, but I feel like I'm probably gonna do a con roll.
You are going to do a con roll to see if you pass out, because you have a major wound.
And it looks like I'm passing out.
So it actually, the axe comes in and it actually chops your arm off. And as your left arm falls to the ground, you look down at it and suddenly your face just goes white and you just collapse down. Detective Walker.
Jamison.
You are standing over the nearly corpse of Sergeant Leroy. I assume you bring the axe down one more time to finish him off.
Absolutely. Whilst crying and screaming, what the fucking shit? What, Sergeant? What the fucking hell's wrong with you? You were supposed to be in retirement. What the fuck is going on? Yeah.
The corpses of Dr. Pennyworth, Dr. Jamison, and Sergeant Leroy are all at your feet. You are breathing heavily. You are covered in blood. You look up, and suddenly, sticking out from your neck is this sharp blade, and it just rips your head as it is torn and twisted, and a horrid wound comes across it, and your head falls to the ground.
Can I roll? No, I'm joking.
Can I get a sanity roll from all four of you, please?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, of course. Let's get madder.
It's a fail for
that's
me.
a success.
That's a fail.
A huge fail of 87.
Okay, it'll be a D6 SAN loss for anyone who
Okay.
failed there.
Oh, 2.
As you were all driving down an idyllic road. The sergeant is in the driving seat. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Don't You Forget About Me is playing on the radio.
If
And
we
you
did
were all
succeed,
alive.
I reached my 1/5 of my sanity as a
Same.
result of that.
And I died in a bout. So.
Oh, good. No, you had exited the bout.
Oh, yes, I had. You're right. Yes.
That would be
Yes.
amazing.
I withdraw my my comment.
Please,
we-
each of you, roll a d10, and I will tell you what's going on.
Hedge, if we did succeed the SAN roll, are we still losing 1 or something?
You still lose 1, that's
Yeah,
right.
great, perfect. I'm just gonna note that down.
That's going to be an 8 for Technician Branson.
And a 7.
Branson. Okay, Branson, you're suffering from paranoid delusions. You think that it's all about you. And all of these things keep occurring. You notice, right, that you haven't seen anyone else die. They're all talking a whole bunch of stuff, but you haven't seen anyone else die. It's all about you. This is what happens when you die. And these people might be causing it. You're not entirely sure. You did read about a monster in a lake, but maybe they're the monster in the lake. You're not entirely sure. All you know is it's about you, and you want that coin.
Yeah, I will be kind of speaking to myself because I'm not sure that any of these are like actual people. They may be my hallucinations as well. So I am going to relate what I read in the book, but sort of in a frantic, to my own self, like recounting. I need the coin. That's what the book said. There's a monster in the lake, and the coin can stop it, or at least make it go away. That'll
Walker, you are obsessed with blood. You keep killing and hurting and maiming, and you're like starting to feel like that's the key. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe you just need if you kill everyone, then the cycle will stop. You kill them before they kill you. Like you're not actively murderous, but it's in your head. What else did we get? Dr. Jamison?
I rolled a 6.
Jamison, you're beginning to suspect that this is happening inside, and you are getting very claustrophobic. Sergeant Leroy, what did you roll?
My bad. I didn't think I did need to.
Yeah,
Here.
you've hit your 5th and you lost 1 sand, so you're also entering a bout of madness. So please give me a roll.
Then 5.
5. Leroy?
Yeah?
It's all about you. You can save them. You can do this alone. You know you can do this alone. So for these bouts of madness, I'm just going to give you all that information, but we're going to play along normally with all of that in your minds.
Yeah.
You were back in the car. Don't You Forget About Me is playing on the radio. You were driving down this idyllic, beautiful summer's day in northern Maine on your way to Camp Shady Pines. Go.
So, what did happen this time?
Slam my hand on the dashboard. Stop the fucking car!
I'm not stopping the fucking bloody car.
You
Walker,
You tried
Why-
to fucking kill
why
You tried
did
to
you
fucking
kill-
kill me!
why did you kill Jamison? Why did you kill Jamison?
Because she was trying to kill me! Jamison, why were you trying to fucking kill me? Because you fucking came at me with a
You
fucking
chopped
knife.
off my fingers.
Chopped off your fingers, you fucking jumped at me, you crazy bitch! Branson! Are you okay?
Detective Walker, and I will awkwardly use your full name, like including your middle name that you probably didn't even know I knew. Can I examine that coin?
What the fuck? Sure, here.
Thank you, Detective, and I will again say your full name.
Branson, do you still have the book?
Sergeant Leroy, you aren't particularly paying attention to the road, are you?
No.
Give me a drive auto with a penalty die.
I think I've died more times in this one game than I have maybe in like a full campaign,
Absolutely.
which is great.
I'm gonna spend some luck. Not much, not much. I'm spending 14 luck here.
To make that a success?
Yeah.
A young person in their early 20s runs out onto the road and you manage to swerve and avoid hitting them, and the car jackknifes, turns around, flips 180 so it's facing in the direction, and comes to a stop. There is a person of like maybe 22, 23 standing looking like a deer in the headlights, staring at the car going,
Are you alright?
Is it a boy or a girl?
it is a boy.
I'm getting out of the car. I'm rushing towards the person. I just want to check on him.
We thought we didn't think it was real. We didn't think it was.
I'll get out the car as well and back up the sergeant.
What are you talking about? Calm down, calm down. I'm with the police. I'm Sergeant Leroy. Calm down. You're fine now. You're fine.
Me and my friends. We came camping. We thought it was. We didn't mean it. We just thought it would be a joke. We didn't mean it.
What's your name, boy?
And then
What's your
Shelley-
name?
I'm Andrew. And then Shelley's run off. She's kind of got a weapon and she's screaming. And then Steve's dead. And then oh my god. Yeah, we didn't think it was real.
Andrew?
We thought it was a joke.
Andrew, just making sure you're with us here. What year is it, Andrew?
It's what? It's 1985.
Right.
That's good. It's good.
Great.
I'll just look at the sergeant and then be quiet.
Yeah, thinking about it, yeah, that makes perfect sense because Don't You Forget About Me came out in 1985. You know this.
Andrew, were you at Shady Pine Camp?
Shady Pines is no. We thought, like, it was Sean's idea, okay? We I'm so sorry. We thought it would be funny if we brought Shelley and we went camping near Shady Pines. But
When you say
we
near,
found
how close?
we found this lake and we set up by it. Sean's dead.
Wait, Andrew, how many of you were there with Shelley camping near the lake?
There was me, and there was Sean, and there was Shelley, and there was
Steve,
Amanda, and Catherine, and Dave.
Branson will call out, Shelley Peters, as he gets out of the car.
Yeah, the girl from the story. She's our friend.
you're not guidance counselors though. You just been here camping?
Yeah, we.
They're just being dickheads. They brought her back there to prank her.
I didn't mean it.
I'm just gonna slap the guy. I'll go back to the car.
Wait,
Totally deserves it.
But,
Police brutality.
Andrew, do you know about what happened back in 1982?
He knows, Walker. He's just an asshole. Go back in the car.
I'm going to basically climb on top of this guy, and I am grabbing him by his collars, and I'm like, do you know what happened in 1982, motherfucker?
That's an intimidation, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I'll
it
give you a
is.
bonus. I'm going to give you a bonus die because that's fairly terrifying. I feel like if a police officer grabbed
shit.
me and started shaking
My
me.
intimidation's not very good. 34 bonus die is going to take me to 34 over 25. I clearly like trip as I do it and end up basically kind of falling to a point where it looks like I might kiss him, but don't. And then
Okay.
I just kind of go, were you here in 1982?
Would you like to push this roll? If you change tact, there's a chance you could have an easier shot at this.
You could try and kiss him anyway and see if that makes a difference.
Charm roll.
What's your charm like?
Rather than that, okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to push it. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to grab him off the floor and drag him towards the car and basically fling him onto the bonnet, where I then slap him across the face, copying the sergeant's kind of routine, because he's the senior officer here. If anyone's going to get in trouble, it's him.
So charm it is.
Yeah, indeed. I'd like to roll a seduction roll.
That's going to be an intimidation. I'll give you another bonus die.
Oh, bonus die, okay. Oh, no. So even with the bonus die, it was 32 over 25. Sorry, everyone.
He spits in your face and he's like, I'll never talk to you, copper.
Is it with people and their fucking bodily fluids in my face?
My sister's always telling me how much he hates cops and how you can't trust them. Now I know it's true. Congratulations, you have created a liberal.
I'm
Oh
proud
gosh,
of it.
what have we done?
I will just
Okay, so
boot him in the
let's-
side, slide him off the car, and then walk around and get in as the sergeant kind of had already told me to.
If we are all back inside, it's time to go. We should... I shouldn't have stopped in the first place. I should just have, drive over him and, keep on going.
Use luck to not make the roll to drive over him. Actually, as we're driving there, I will turn to the sergeant and just say, Sarge,
Yeah. Detective.
Your 2 months are up. You retired 3, 4, 5 fucking years ago. It is 1985. It's closer to my retirement than it is to yours. Do we...
I'm just gonna slow down on, as we are not, as you know, it's a reasonable speed. I'm gonna pat my jacket and try to see if there is some ID.
Give me a power roll, Sergeant.
I'm gonna spend 2 luck to make that a success.
Sergeant, your
Yeah.
retirement date is September 4th, 1989. And as you
What?
have that thought,
In 4 years, it was 2 months. What's happening?
and as you have that thought, you know what year it is. And the car just kind of rolls to a stop. And the sergeant isn't there.
Whoa. I'm just going to pat the seat. Whoa. Doc. Branson, you there? I'm not even turning around. I'm just staring at the seat.
I think I'm here.
Meanwhile, you're like feeling Branson's face behind your seat.
Yeah. Okay. Did you just see Leroy, the sergeant? Please tell me you fucking saw that.
Standing outside looking at the three of you in the car is Lenny, who's just sweeping in front of the main building, shaking his head.
Okay. I get out the car. I say, Doc, Branson, follow me now. I get out the car. Leroy, get the fuck into town and start drinking. And we just march straight past him. And
To the lake. To the lake. We have to go to the lake.
What about the psychiatrist? We need to go out there and kill that motherfucker.
You said something about a coin.
What?
That's right.
You were talking to
That's
yourself.
right.
You were talking to yourself in the
we
car.
will use the coin.
Can I help y'all? Are you with the forensics team?
Sheriff?
The sheriff's. Yeah, the sheriff's. She's down by the lake.
And the deputy too?
I don't think she brought her deputy today.
Okay, Leroy, sweeping or drinking? What do you want to do today?
Well, I just warned them.
Great
it's not
story.
right to open the place
Get
up.
the fuck out of here now. Go.
It's Lenny, not Leroy, when you're talking to him.
Oh, fucking Lenny, Leroy, just... My mentor just fucking disappeared on me, Lenny. Could you just cut me some fucking slack, Leroy? Lenny, just... And I just give him a big old hug. I am breaking down. I just hug him, tight, like he's Leroy. And I actually call him Leroy. In his ear, and I just whisper in his ear. I just say, Leroy, you weren't supposed to go like this, Leroy.
Doc, what are you up to?
I think that she would probably at this point consider the technician to be the only sane man of the entire expedition.
We've hit rock bottom.
Yeah, I think so. And she never thought she'd say that. But that's how she's thinking right now. So, yeah. Well, you were talking to yourself in the car. What were you saying? You mentioned a coin. What are you talking about?
There was a book the last time I read it, and I think it explains what the thing is and what we can do to stop it. Maybe even destroy it.
But what is it?
We have to use this coin. And I'm just looking at the coin like it is some magic talisman, which, maybe it is.
And what are we supposed to do with it?
Well,
buy something with it?
I think maybe we can confront it with it. The text said something about not profiting from the area. Maybe this is something we have to return, like, in one of those stories.
I don't read much fiction.
I'll let Lenny go.
But if you think it's going to work, I guess we can try it.
And I'm going to wipe the tears from my eyes and light a cigarette. I'll just get my gun out. Branson, you think we can stop this shit?
I don't know, and I am, I'm explaining these things, but I'm more explaining them to myself right now because I'm not that convinced that there's really anyone here other than me. Like, I'm the one trapped in this nightmare. I don't know whether the coin needs to go to the creature, or maybe Pennyworth, or maybe Shelley Peters. But this is the key.
I snatched a coin off him. Is it heads and tails, or iron heads, or iron tails? What's on the coin?
Do you let him take the coin, Branson?
What are you, Newman? What are you trying to do with the coin?
Gonna flip it.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with narratively it getting snatched away so that the detective can flip it.
The symbol is hard to describe. As you stare at the coin, you're really struggling to... You're struggling to place what the exact symbol is. It's like it's not quite staying still in your head, but there's a circle in the middle. And then there's like an upper triangle and a lower triangle that sort of meet with the circle in the middle. But it's all awkward and off angle. It's like the eye in the middle is just moving around. And as you stare at it, give me a power roll.
Okay, I was trying to be cool and flip a coin. 9 under 55.
None of this is right. It wasn't beautiful. It was raining. There was lightning. And there wasn't anyone standing outside brushing things. He wasn't brushing things. He was upstairs.
Leroy.
He was upstairs. And Walker's gone. So Branson and Jamison, the two of you are standing there looking at each other. Lenny's looking shocked and confused with his brush. And you hear a scream in the distance of a young woman. It's not the scream of someone worried or scared. It is a battle cry.
Where's it coming from?
The woods on the far side of Shady Pines.
Is that the same place as the deputy died in the first round?
It is closer to the lake.
Okay. Do we think it's there? The thing with the machetes for arms?
I have to try.
Is that what it is? Well, I guess I'll follow you.
What do you do, Branson?
So I think going to recover the coin and head towards...
It's gone.
Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah, head towards the screaming by the lake.
Okay. Jamison, as you step to follow, suddenly, give me a spot hidden.
Okay. No, that's a 37 against, what do I have? Oh, 35. Right, I'm just going to spend 2 points of luck then. to turn that into a normal pass.
You feel like you hear Lenny's steps as he moves towards you, like a much younger man. Boom, boom, and the steps get heavier. Boom, and as you turn, you are stabbed in the gut, and you just look on as Technician Branson doesn't even look back, heading down towards the lake. Branson.
Yep.
You're heading towards the screaming.
Yep.
And as you do, this girl, who I don't think you've seen yet.
Nope. I've heard the name, we've discussed it, but I have not actually seen the person herself.
Comes running around the corner. She's dirty. Her blonde hair is pulled back in a ponytail, but a couple of strands have escaped over her face. She is wielding this almost iconic axe, and she is rushing towards you as she pulls the axe up in her hand and brings it down. She splits your head open, and your two eyes just fall to either side, and you just have moments of consciousness before you fall down, dead. Lightning strikes. Thunder can be heard in the distance. Pouring rain thunders on the wooden roof above you. Detective Walker, as the lightning flashes, you look down at your blood-covered hands. The unconscious body of Sergeant James Leroy is below you. He seems caught up in some spell, of course, because he slammed in and broke the door open, looked in and was suddenly caught by something and collapsed to the ground. You're standing over him. The blood in your hands is because there were corpses downstairs. You were called to a film set in Shady Pines, this old abandoned holiday camp. They're making a film, this weird slasher film up here, but there was some sort of screaming and commotion, so you and your team of forensic experts were dispatched here late at night. You and the sergeant managed to make your way upstairs where you heard noises coming from a room, and you broke into that room. Before the sergeant collapsed down in front of you, you look down at him, unconscious below you, and you look up. The creature that was Lenny is in the middle of the room, casting some eldritch spell. There's various different markings on the ground, and a TV is playing on one side of the room. And on the TV, there is a red police car driving along a perfect sunny day outside. Beside you in the room is, of course, Technician Branson, Detective Dolores Jamison, and Sergeant Leroy's shaking and coming to as the four of you face off against this thing in front of you. The first act is Detective Walker. What do? You have a coin in your hand.
I am going to... I've got coin in the palm of my hand. I'm just going to run at this fucking thing and slam the coin into it. I'm pretty convinced by this point that we are going to come back alive a number of times. So at this point, I'm just going to run and slam the coin into its head.
Yeah, give me a fighting brawl.
You can do it, Walker.
Yeah.
You can do it.
What? A 30 under 50. A 30 under 45.
Is that an extreme success?
No, sorry. 30 under 45 is just a success.
It's just you need an extreme success.
Then how much luck do I have left? I've got 61 luck. I am going to use whatever I need to make it an extreme success.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the luck went.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
So that's... What's that? What did I actually roll? I rolled a 30. And to make that an extreme success, which is 1/5 of 45.
It's 9 you need.
Okay. Then I'm going to
36
use...
is 27.
Yeah, that's it. Doing it.
You spent 27 points of luck. You slam this thing into the creature, and it does make a fairly unpleasant sound as you do so. Roll me a d6.
A 1.
It looks mildly burned. Dr. Jamison, you are next.
Okay. So the coin is still in the detective's hand, I'm guessing, or is it kind of stuck on the monster's face?
It is in the detective's hand, and it's stuck on the monster that he is pushing in. Give me a cult, Doctor.
Okay. So I've got 20 in occult. Yes, that's an 11. So that's just over a hard success. Can I spend some luck to make that a hard?
You can.
Or do I need an extreme?
A hard success would get you a little bit more than a regular success.
Okay, yeah, I'll just spend the 1 point of luck then and make that a hard.
Doc, something occurs to you. In the visions of what you saw, whatever they were, however they worked, whatever's been going on, violence begets violence begets violence. The markings and the signs are marks of violence. Everything in this room screams violence. You're not convinced adding to it is the only solution.
Okay. And she starts to think. Dolores starts to think. She's spent her entire professional life specializing in the most horrific kinds of murder, horrific kinds of crime. I imagine her occult knowledge comes from maybe she's seen some ritual murders as well. And this is like all that she's lived, her whole life. This is what she's lived. And she's just thinking, I'm tired. I am really tired of this. And maybe the Wabanaki knew this as well. Maybe this land is just so soaked in blood at this point that we need to do something to change it. And she thinks, look, whatever you are, we're sorry, okay? We'll go. We'll tell somebody. We'll tell somebody to leave this land alone. This lake, it's yours. We'll go. Just no more, okay? No more. We can't keep doing this to each other.
Okay, you're backing off and you are not contributing to the violence.
Well, she's kind of saying that we will all go. You can have your lake.
Okay.
And we'll tell somebody that this land should not be touched.
Leroy, what do you do?
I'm confused. I see the coin thing. I see Jamison being like, we are not gonna touch you anymore. I cannot trust Walker, I guess. I'm gonna try to run towards him and help him press this coin. I just want the coin to escape. I just want to keep the pressure on the coin.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Give me a fighting brawl.
That's a fail.
It has success, so it is going to slam you with a tentacle that grows out and hit you for 6 damage. It slams you into a wall. You get a huge bruise. You're back to full health. So,
That's
6,
still
is that
a major one,
wound?
so I need to roll
Okay,
a
give me a
check.
constitution roll for me.
Success.
A success. So you are still standing, but there's this giant bruise across your abdomen. You have 2 broken ribs, but you are still standing. Breathing is a little harder. Branson.
Following the doctor's lead, trying to get my wits back about me, and even if this is all about me and everything else is an illusion, the doctor's probably the intelligent part of me, so I should do what they are doing.
So what do you do? Back off?
Indeed. Yep. Follow the doctor.
Okay, so the two medical folk are backing off while the 2 police folk are engaged in a brawl. Speaking of, it is the turn of... Oh, that's a good point. Where are you all looking?
Not at its face.
Not at its
Yeah,
eyes.
really taking that book to heart about not looking at it.
Nice. Okay, this is really, really good.
I'm-
I mean, to
Is
be honest,
going-
we must be looking
Yeah.
at his face if we are trying to push the coin onto his face.
I was just about to say it's not something we can get away from because we are. That's the target, isn't it? That what we're doing.
Yeah. So it is now going to come down on you, Walker, and it's going to try and murder you with a giant spiky thing going through your body. Would you like to fight back or dodge?
I would like to dodge, please.
Okay, if you dodge, it will require you to jump out of the way with this coin, so you won't be able to maintain the coin on the creature anymore.
But if I fight back, its hit is successful.
Yes.
Okay, I need the truth out of this. I need justice out of this. I need to see this through. I'm gonna continue to pin that coin to its head, and then as it's going to attack me, I am removing my gun and basically putting it to the side of its temple and just pulling the trigger as many times as I can whilst I hold the coin
Excellent.
to its head.
It's attacking you presently, so you still need to make a fight back in order to keep
see.
it from murdering you.
Okay.
So please roll. You need a critical.
Ooh, okay. A good job I used all that luck, isn't it? Okay. I've got a success. I've got a 42 under 45.
Okay. Do you have 41 luck?
No, because I used it all to land the coin.
Are you willing
Excellent.
to spend that much luck?
I've got 34 luck left. I don't even have enough.
Ah, well, that's a good thing.
What happens if I push the roll? I can't, can I?
You can't push the rolls of fighting roll.
No, I can't.
It is going to come down, and what it does is it's going to stab through you for 6 damage.
Ooh, okay.
That I think will be a major wound.
Let's have a look. Yes. Yes, it will.
You have 12 or less hit points.
I've got 10 hit points.
Give me a constitution roll.
45, okay. Oh, 19. Under 45.
You remain conscious. It is your go. What do you do, Walker?
Can I slide the coin from its face where it is and try and get it into its mouth?
Yes, so to do that, you're going to need to make an opposed power roll against this thing because you are staring into its face.
Does that sound like a really bad idea? I just saw everybody's faces. Everybody had the same face. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. An opposed power roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this.
It has a hard success.
I got this. I don't got this. That's 66 over 55.
The good news is you're paralyzed.
Okay.
So you don't move the coin from its face, but you are paralyzed.
Okay. Yep.
You're just staring in confusion at this thing's face. You just can't bring yourself to move. Jamison.
Jamison is not going to join the fight because, yeah, she's convinced that this is an unwinnable fight anyway, even if that was the right thing to do. So she's not looking it in the eye, and she's still trying to say, just back off, just give him the coin, just put it in his hand or something. I don't know.
You back out of the room and you find yourself up on those stairs. Those stairs at the top of the house. You're in the cabin. The police car is just downstairs. It's not far at all.
She's very tempted to grab the technician and leg it out to the car.
Who has the key?
I don't know. Who does have the key? Probably
Sergeant Leroy.
Yep, Sergeant Leroy.
You
That's
are
no good.
You are conscious. You've got 2 broken ribs. You are engaged in a fight with this thing. What do you do now?
I just saw Detective Walker being maimed. I'm gonna try to grab him and yank him out of the creature's reach.
Okay, give me an opposed strength roll against the creature.
I'm gonna spend 5 luck to make it a hard success.
You do manage to pull him away from the creature, and you can get to the door holding Walker, but as you do so, the coin drops to the floor, and you watch where the coin dropped. There was this sort of reddish, sort of bloody shape coming out, and as the coin drops away, the wound begins to close. Branson, what do you do?
Save the day, Branson. Save the day.
I don't even know what that means under the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, Hedge trapped us and we won't be able to do that.
Work everything out, Branson, and save the day. Work everything out
that's
and
right.
save the day.
That's right.
Be clever, Branson.
That's definitely Branson's role. Okay, so we have let's recap quickly here. We have Dr. Jamison sort of in the doorway, right, overlooking the stairs. We have Sergeant Leroy and Detective Walker on the ground.
Leroy is holding Walker and has pulled him away from this creature. There is Walker is sort of paralyzed, staring at it. The coin has now dropped to the ground. The creature, with its tentacles and its sharp edges and its grey skin, is sort of screaming. There was a wound from where that coin had been pushed in. The wound is slowly closing.
Yeah, and I might not have seen that anyway, based on how I'm trying to shield my delicate eyes. When you were describing earlier that there seemed to be some kind of ritual going on, was there like a circle, or is there a space in which this is happening?
Yeah, so you're in the room that Shelley Peters was in previous cycles. And everything has been cleared to the side. There's this big red pentagram in the middle. There's a TV to one side, and you see that perfect day and the police car going along. Something is happening here. There are dead bodies everywhere. You vaguely remember, you know that it's 1989 and that you were called out to go to a film set where they were filming a horror movie, but it seems that it's just gotten a bit real. The creature is sort of Lenny looking and also sort of the grey monster you saw in the visions.
Yeah. Did the coin fall within the pentagram or outside of it?
It's within the pentagram.
Okay. Well, I am sorry to disappoint everyone here, but what I'm gonna do, what our technician Branson is going to do, because remember he's still indefinitely insane, thanks to his sanity loss. He's gonna run over and unplug the TV.
I like it.
Yeah.
You unplug the TV, and as you do, a background hum dissipates, and some aspect of this spell slows down, and you feel like it's now much, much easier to operate with and look at this creature. There's something magical about it, has just dissipated ever so slightly. You'll now have a bonus die on any opposed power rolls against this creature.
Ooh.
Speaking of, it's the creature's turn.
Oh.
I really hope that Branson is looking super proud of himself and then just gets eviscerated.
It's still kind of pissed at Walker and the coin. And it attacks and tries to kill Walker.
Oh no.
In my paralyzed state, I move like a ninja.
You have the opportunity to try and either dodge or fight back.
Okay, I think.
Am I supposed to do that for him if I'm holding him or something?
No, he's mostly shaken out of his immediate paralysis and can
Great.
fight back.
Because the telly's been unplugged.
Yes.
Right, okay. I'm going to dodge because I'm not convinced attacking without the coin is going to do much.
Excellent. You need an extreme success.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, I rolled a 6.
Okay, I've got 34 luck, so whatever I roll, let's hope it's a 35. It's a 75 over 42.
Yeah.
As I die, can I just stare at the doctor and my eyes just say, "You should have attacked. We were all attacking."
The tentacle wraps around Walker's leg and pulls him up in the air. He's just dangling in front of you all, side to side, and then another machete-like blade just comes flying in and pierces him in the heart. The tentacle lets go, and he just hangs there in front of you all. Detective Walker dies. Jamison, it's you to go. What do you do next?
She really wants to just run away and just leave everybody to it, but I don't think she will. I think she'd want to try and at least take Branson with her. And so she'd just kind of call out and say, Branson, just leave. Just go. Just let it have whatever it wants here.
Branson, I'll give you the opportunity to respond to that.
I will say, well, when we arrived, was there Lenny's pickup truck? Because at the very beginning, the very first time around, there was a pickup truck. And so Technician Branson is visualizing in his mind's eye that truck to try and remember whether it's there or not. Because if he thinks it is there, then he will sort of, again, like, have this spasm, but that's just him having an idea. And then he'll try and run out with the doctor to try and reach that pickup truck in the hope that, while we may not have the keys to the police cruiser, maybe there are the keys to the pickup truck.
There was a pickup truck there every single time, including the first time in 1989 when you arrived.
Yeah. Then my response, Doctor, to what you say is that you see that Branson has an idea and he's looking towards the door where you are essentially like looking to the stairs as a way out.
Okay. Before you do anything, Leroy, can you tell me what you do now?
Because I think it's all about me. I'm just gonna scream at this thing being like, "Are you happy now? Are you happy now? Once again, you kill us all. But I'll be back. I'll be back." And I just open my arms and I'm ready for it to just kill me again because I'm convinced we're gonna go back once again.
Okay. You do notice as you're doing that the wound in its chest that's closing up, blood is flowing from the body of Detective Walker straight into the wound, meaning it closes faster. Branson, you bolt out, but a tentacle grabs you. Give me a dexterity roll.
Come on, Branson. You can do this. You and your dexterity of 45. That is, alas, a 99.
Ouch.
That's a fumble.
That is, in fact, a fumble.
I was smiling here because it failed.
Ah.
Oh, no.
So
Branson, your leg is captured by this thing as you reach. It's just you think you've made it out and you just trip. You actually slip on Detective Walker's blood and you find yourself clattering down, and that extra second allows this thing to wrap its tentacle around your leg and pull you back in. And as you do so, it's going to attack you. Would you like to take a moment to fight back?
yeah, because at this point I don't think I can dodge, right?
No, it's got you.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, Branson. You know, Branson's got a 19 out of 25, and smoke him if you got him. I will spend the luck to make that an extreme success. That's going to cost me 14 points of luck, leaving me with not a lot, but maybe alive.
Yeah, that means you damage it. So I'm going to rule that what you do is you manage to, with that amazing extreme success, you manage to hit it in the tentacle, and it just spasms a little bit. You manage to kick it away, and suddenly you are free once more. Jamison, it is up to you. What are you up to?
She is starting to run towards looking to where this pickup truck is, and then realizes that nobody is following her. So even though she's kind of torn between just running off herself, she kind of thinks, I can't. He's a good kid. He is. And the others, yeah, they're annoying. But I guess they're a team. So she's going to turn back and see if there's anything she can do to help with, particularly with Branson, who's ententacled.
Branson is presently like crawling his way out of the door and is about to, I think, launch himself over the banister to get away. So what? Yeah, let's find out what Leroy does before playing out that piece of the scene. Leroy, are you rushed it? Are you going to attack it? The coin is on the floor. It's there in front of you.
That might be extremely stupid, but is there anything sharp around me right now?
Yeah, there's an axe sitting in one corner. There's the gun and the knife in your belt, and there is
a knife in my
glass.
belt. That should be more than enough. I'm gonna cut myself, and I'm gonna try to give my blood to it. I mean, we tried the violence. It's healing from blood. What if we give him some blood? Maybe he's gonna heal us back. I'm not honestly. I think that I'm just really confused at that point. It looks like we are in some sort of impossible riddle. On Sergeant Leroy is trying his best.
Jamison, Leroy cuts himself open, offers his blood to the thing, and suddenly the tentacles stop reaching for you, and suddenly they're all just like coming at Sergeant Leroy, and these like 4 different tentacles just pierce him from different sides and just tear him to pieces in a cacophony of violence, a celebration of this man's body as it is torn to bits, just a complete, like, almost absolute prayer of violence is taken out on this man. But what it does is it gives you the time and the space. And Sergeant Leroy, as your last thing for the group, please give me a luck roll.
Oh no, you can't. You can't do that to me. I've spent so much luck tonight. Do you know how much luck I have left?
How much?
3.
Oh no!
God.
I'm gonna do it anyway, but you're not doing them a favor. A 12 against a 3. I'm sorry. I couldn't do better.
The keys.
It was an attempt.
The keys to the police cruiser fall to the floor on the far side of the room. As Branson gets up and sprints down these stairs, you grab Jamison's hand and the two of you bolt out of the building. Jamison, you suddenly feel so much better out in the real world, and you are heading towards this old, beat-up pickup truck. Can I get a group luck roll from the pair of you?
Okay. I've got 46. I don't know how much.
I've got
you've got.
23.
Okay, take it away.
Sorry, there was an elder sign on this dice, and I had to figure out, is that a 1? Is that a 0? What is that? It is a 0, which for me means I rolled a 20.
Which is a pass.
Which is a pass.
Jamison, you pull open the unlocked door of the pickup and you just pull down the visor at the top, and the key falls onto your lap. You put the key in, you turn it. Give me a drive auto as you and Jamison attempt to drive away.
Come on, guys.
I've only got the base 20.
I think Branson is driving.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
what
he
have you
pulled
got?
the key down, so...
Okay.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
of course. Group luck.
He passed his test.
17. And I just have the base drive auto, so that's a 20. But that's a regular success, which hopefully is what we need.
As you drive away, Lenny, or whatever Lenny had become, pulls out of this house, the tentacles flying wild. They grab at this pickup and they pull it back, but you hit the gas and you fly forward, and you guys just head back down that mountain road. You make it out, you drive far away from Shady Pines, far away from whatever that creature was, and you promise to never go back.
Wow.
Yay! I told you.
Thank you.
I told you Branson had his whole life in front of him.
Can I suggest, Branson, whilst you're driving,
Did.
you click the radio on, and the song that comes on, released in 1989, is Phil Collins' Hangin' Long Enough.
Nice.
Just as a... That's not even released yet. Wow.
And so, one last thing. The story of Shady Pines was that it was opened in 1980, and the murders did happen. And then again in 1982, Shelley Peters' family did go there. And they were warned, but once more in 1985, she and her friends went camping there. And in 1989, someone thought it would be a great idea to set a movie there. But after this final slaughter, the authorities came in and they closed it down for good. Or so you'd hoped. Because in 1995, you see an advert for Shady Pines Amusement Park. And that is the end of this scenario.
Sequel hook.
I can't wait for Shady Pines in space.
Part 74. As we draw the curtain on tonight's performance, we thank you for joining us and look forward to inviting you back to the Miskatonic Playhouse. In the meantime, you can also find us in the links below. And if you'd like to submit your scenario for us to play, email miskatonicplayhouse@gmail.com.